Alright, say hi to Ubs.
Hi,
Hello.
You might need to speak a little bit louder because it is harder to hear you, considering the distance.
I hear you.
You speak.
You speak.
Good to finally hear your voice. Well, you... Right, jumping straight
Your
into character.
voice.
Can you speak independently of things I say, or...
Independently.
I think I see? You just enjoy the bits.
See.
Very well. It is, as you said, I find myself needing to be places faster or more easily to get through, to get to circumvent obstacles the way the winter wind creeps in.
There is in the truth elsewhere.
Things I could not otherwise reach to learn and obtain, things that would otherwise escape our grasp.
Escape! Actually, you know what? Can you describe your spirit? And also, this is, its concept is slightly shifted from...
It is,
earlier.
in its initial state at least, this spirit is a spirit of winter wind, of a part of a blizzard, and it manifests as a flurry of snow and ice crystals that arrange themselves in the approximation of a toothy grin when on the rare occasion they sit still, and are most often, when manifested, zipping about like a trail of sparkling ice crystals through the air.
You've noticed the patterns of its movements are more complex than they used to be. Whereas previously just snowflakes formed patterns, now the snowflakes flow together to form snowflake-shaped patterns that themselves move together to form even larger patterns that, when looked at from right angles, appear to be a face, glancing around invisible boundaries, peeking at the world beyond.
We seek to learn.
Learn. Ignorance.
Is the
I once warmth. I once ignorance. I once that bliss.
You want not just the warmth that you have requested before, but also my unknowing?
Yes.
How would that work? How does one take a lack of something?
Take.
How would that work? Like,
Well, I'm just gonna say that if you ever have a condition in all 5 of your stats, instead of dying immediately, you're gonna start losing inventory items.
Interesting.
Well, no, that doesn't make sense.
I'm realizing I.
No, your
Yeah.
empty inventory items start being replaced by useless ones.
Ah. Good to know.
That's spicy.
And then your already existing inventory items be replaced by more of the same useless ones.
Realizing last session I accidentally picked up Vera's sheet and wrote in uncanny instead of Nora's when she got that condition applied. So making a note of that and removing it from Vera's sheet because I was smart and named my characters almost the same thing.
You gotta
Me
stop
too.
doing this.
Too much flesh. Heavy.
Tentatively holds up the her hand with missing fingers. Is that what you mean? You want more of?
More. Easier. Would make. Can.
The power I seek is within your capability. For the right price, of course.
Ignorance. Must know where you travel.
I look towards the mountain peak with the and then towards the more recently appeared Mount Ephraimata. There is much to be learned in this place.
Yes, you are.
You okay?
I somehow got a coconut splinter under my fingernail.
Oh no. Good job.
Hey.
It's just a little poke. Only a bit of blood. So, anyways.
That's what you get for picking at a coconut.
I don't have blood. No blood.
Do I need to remove the coconut from you?
No, it's mine. So, I'm back. Much to learn. And after saying those words, you would feel a tingling on the hand where your fingers were lost. Looking down, there are now swirling motes of ice dancing around skeletal appendages. Fingers, digits is the word I was looking for, protruding forth from the blackened stumps left behind.
So curious. It will make holding a notebook much easier.
The spirit has demanifested. The travel restrictions are the place you're going has to be within sight, and you have to know the place you're going, or at least know of it. Ignorance of the place you are traveling to increases the cost by 2. Every 15 feet, no, 30 feet of travel increases the cost by 2. The cost is at minimum 2.
Sounds good. Place cost 2. Not knowing the place I'm going to adds +2. And each 30 feet.
30. 30 feet, not 40.
Yeah, each 30 feet is +2 as well. Good to know. It's a line of sight, line of effect thing of if wind couldn't get in, I assume I can't either. It's not like a true teleport. It is I turn into the wind for a moment.
Line of sight is less important than knowledge. You could attempt to travel somewhere if you theoretically know it exists, even if you're not sure of it. But you would still pay the ignorance cost.
Okay. So, say I could try to go, like, under the gap of a closed door, but because I don't know what's on the other side, that would increase the +2?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, say, in comparison, like, going from, say, somewhere familiar in town to across the street is line of sight in a familiar location, so it would just be the base 2. Okay. Cool.
Alright, so I think we're ready to roll weather.
Anyone want to do it?
I don't trust my dice.
We could also all roll 1.
You have plus
Yeah.
1 advantage to this weather roll.
Alright.
Each of us rolls a dice and how it works.
3 or lower, please.
10.
7.
3.
3.
That's a 9.
So, plus advantage, that's 2 successes, so that's a neutral outcome.
Yippee!
Yes, thanks.
Alright, so that would be 1 boon.
I
1
chose the wrong
consequence.
die.
I should select my dice. You know what, Goldie? For that, you're not coming out. Would you have the running of the...
So, what?
So,
One
for the
boon.
consequence, everyone's going to start with 2 ruin this session.
Yay.
Yay!
So, 1.
Clear out the fortune,
Yep.
and
Or
You can.
Sure. In this case, you can choose whether or not to.
interesting.
Alright.
I'm going to not on my voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
is there a benefit to not using the fortune? Because isn't fortune just like canceling out a point of ruin? Or did I miss something about how fortune works?
It cancels it out as you get it. It's not negative ruin. You can have both fortune and ruin at the same time.
So hypothetically,
And it
if
can
you
stop
were
you
to
from
gain-
making the roll on your total ruin
Yeah, that's what I
at
was
a later date if you get it. Like, so if I do one of those things where I ping everyone for just 1 ruin to force them to roll on their entire ruin pool again.
Yeah.
Um,
So, like, it's probably better to take a 2 here, because if we go into next session with 2 fortune, that means we can fog any instance of 2 damage to us,
I see.
which is very relevant late in the fight. After Cass has already died. But
well, I can only do that. So fortune is for sure used up when it's a normal instance of game. This is this
I
case,
see.
I would say.
okay. Regardless.
Use your powers beyond.
These are just wake up ruin.
It's just me playing with this concept that was relatively recently.
And we don't roll on weather ruin right away. It just adds to.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's just there.
Got it.
Like Addison ruin. It's not real ruin. It only matters when it kills me. I could hypothetically, the first character built in the system could hypothetically accrue 1,000 ruin.
Wasn't quite the system, but yeah.
Hypothetically,
What was it
I
called?
could I could hypothetically accrue infinite ruin, make any check succeed by an outstanding margin, and die immediately.
See, in that campaign, I did build my character specifically to be killed.
Did they die?
Yeah, it was glorious.
Same time, my child died of cancer.
Okay.
The man was talking at us, but he was talking at us with cancer, which wasn't very polite.
The kid
Yeah.
saved my life.
It didn't know it was being white.
Well, my pony's gone, so honestly, that was the real loss.
There's so much
And then we
context behind
briefly
all of
played
that,
Pyre.
and no one is gonna get it.
Each 30 feet past the
It was
forest is
the-
a +2 columnist.
Malpractice in anthropology.
So for our blessing,
This time I'm gonna pop your lesson.
Hashtag blessed.
Right.
all right.
Do I need to fill in any dots on this and what tier and
How many? You have 2 completed, so yeah, you fill into the
tier 1?
Yeah.
Cool. Nora is now tier 1 as opposed to tier 0. And then does that increase the cost needed for next abilities, or are they always 6?
No, that one's gonna be out of 8.
Out of 8?
I suppose I should ask before we get into the session. What is your general plan for this?
This session?
Yeah, is this going to be should we start the session? Basically, I'm asking, how long do you project next session to be? So should we start, do very minimal things in town and then start heading up the mountain? Or is this like the do things in town before the end session?
Well,
It
someone
kind of
has
is
to go
that,
up
but
the
you guys can
mountain.
the travel. We can make the travel to the tower be its own ordeal because you have to travel through Mabel's territory to get there.
Yeah, exactly. But is that something that would be short enough combined with what you project for the encounter with Mabel to be its own next session? Or should we start that this session?
You can start that in a session.
Okay.
But there's other things you should do before you.
Yes,
Someone
obviously.
has to go up the mountain. Right?
Yeah.
We
Someone
do
has-
need to
Yeah, we need to go talk
Before we go to the
current
tower.
we need to speak with the keepers of Mount Evermata.
Yes.
And come back changed.
I'm not going up there. Cavs have got better things to do with Hendersonton with throw hands with the gods.
Shit, it's not
Resurrecting people? I'm gonna club you. I think with much deliberation he was fine with Waterloo healing us though. Because that wasn't changing any major historical events. It was just slightly tweaking the outcome of events. In a way that brought no one back to life and changed only the future, not the past. I don't care about changing the future because it's not written down.
Would Nora's new bone fingers annoy his anti-necromancy
No,
sentiments? Or is
I
it
don't
just...
care about necromancy. I care about stories.
And it's
that
not.
we
Those are
start.
actually those are made of ice. By the
Okay.
way,
Cool.
they're not made of bone.
Ice fingers. Good to know.
I have no strong
It's
aggression
just
to
the physical
necromancy.
manifestations of a contract empress. It's not crazy.
Cool.
It's just people coming back to life when they shouldn't be alive and then having a story when they're already finished. That sort of thing. I don't actually care about using
Henderson
zombies
hates
anymore.
reboots.
Yeah, exactly. I hate you being rebooted. I don't actually care if you've got
Shrek should have
zombies.
ended.
I don't care if you have zombies. That's fine. As long as they're not changing anything, they're no different than any other form of construct. I care. I'm pro necromancy, anti resurrection.
Okay.
Well, I'm not pro.
What's the worst stance to have? I feel.
Polar opposite of most
Most
like
raging parties.
D&D type stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I built a character who was morally right to make zombies. Oh,
So, what are we gonna start the session with? You think? What in-town action do you think needs to get checked off the list first before we can make the track?
I think you have to do
I
it
think
now.
Vera is probably like going around town asking if anyone needs anything launched into the air.
Okay, so one of her fellow kids does take her up on that.
what do
okay.
they need launched? themselves, or
So it's a really ugly winter coat that their aunt got them.
I just want it gone.
Just to
So they're
to
like,
be able to honestly say, like, the wind threw, like, pulled it out of your hands and you weren't able to catch it.
yeah, exactly. You get it. I don't want to get rid of it. That'd be rude. But if the wind just blew it away, it wouldn't be my fault.
I see where you're coming from. Okay.
Just hang you up on the
You-
fence post and go.
If you just happen to set it on, like, that fence post over there, and if we just clear out so no one's standing too close.
So no one can catch it in time.
Mostly so people will get launched in the air and die again.
That too.
that went not great for us.
Yeah.
learn from the
Learn from the last time.
Then Vera will use her ability to launch this poor coat into the air, and
It's pretty ugly.
roll middling.
The yarn isn't even homogenous. Like it's different types of yarn mixed in through it. And at one point, one of the types of yarn was significantly thicker in its meat and its like string thickness than the rest.
Yeah, we'll say
A bumpy, scratchy, warm, I'll give it, mess.
don't worry. We'll say the wind picked it up, and that's all anyone needs to know. They don't need to know the details.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
That's
all
good.
right, that's two. That's 2 velocity spent.
Honestly, that's kind of the deal because spending 3 puts you a little low.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming down.
Yep.
Just use the ability again.
Yep.
That's true. Okay.
If I roll all 2s and get the exact opposite result I was aiming for.
Start this session off with a child dying.
So,
I mean,
You
you
go
could
up
also
in the
just
air.
get
the
caught.
coat goes up in the air. One of the fence posts, a few things down the line, goes up in the air.
Oh.
And 2 paving stones that were loosely lodged in the soil.
Oh.
A field mouse squeaks.
Oh no.
It's
Or-
probably fine. It's small enough to. Squirrels cannot
Okay.
die from falling off things. They're too small. Their terminal velocity is too low for them to
So,
die.
on the upside, a gust of wind does pick up the coat and the mouse and send them
The
off
bird is going to be so excited.
in a random direction. Down the slope to
Some
flutter
random
over the
eagle
pine.
is going to wonder who thought up, like, airborne food delivery.
On the downside, everything else is also shifted just a bit.
Yeah.
So your landing point is not going to line up. It's going to be off by about 5 feet from your starting point.
Will I be able to catch the falling heavy items with another updraft to make them not? Because
Yeah, all of them are relatively close to you.
okay. And thankfully, using it while falling catches rather than launches a second time. Let's not roll a bunch of 1s and 2s, please.
Hey, you live.
Yep, that's a single 1. So Vera is down to 2 velocity.
Not an ideal amount, but
Yeah.
it's not a terrible amount.
Okay, so
Not in immediate danger of
because
death.
you drifted midair,
Mm-hmm.
little diagram to show here. Because this is a
Just like some stuff got yoinked.
it'd be more like
Yes, it's only 5 feet. It's not like an entirely different circle.
there is a sliver of area where things are flung into the air.
Whoops.
Just
The
like
child
a bunch
is in that one.
No.
No.
Um,
Please no.
No.
This is why I did luck checks as an Allensburg mechanic.
Please no.
Shard,
Please no.
roll 3 threat for me.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Threat. Just...
Roll 1d20, add your
Oh,
total
dear.
luck.
Oh, that wasn't an intentional roll.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay. 2 4s and a 5.
Another field mouse gets thrown up in the air.
You're just taking them
That
out.
has a similar resemblance to the other one that was sent down the slope.
Oh no!
It is also caught up by the wind and gets carried after
Our
it.
field mouse population.
Oh
It's
no.
tanking.
We never had more than 2 mice. Bullshit.
I mean,
Mice
great
are just-
news for anybody who keeps grain stores, I suppose, but
You see,
Migraine.
you see it in the distance. The other mouse they previously launched reach out with one of its arms to the one you just launched, and as they go to land amongst the treetops, an owl swoops out of them and snacks the one you most recently launched. Even from this distance, you can swear you hear a distant, despairful squeak.
Setting this start to a great start.
A tragic story for which we are not participating.
oof.
It should totally be just like a little side story of just, like 2 mice. Their little romance.
Red wall ass.
There could be like a whole ass thing with like the mouse that got left behind goes off to get revenge on the owl.
Exactly. I think that's the plot of the next Magic set.
Oh god, no.
And I will play the mouse.
That's not.
Alright, what's that next up in everyone's list of things to do? And that's done? Hey, look, Vera's pest extermination service.
No.
Sign up. Your barn will be clean.
It'll also be airborne.
And everything inside will be a mess.
Clear out all of the items. Yes, I mean all of them.
Anything and everything you don't want to get.
If it
yoked.
isn't bolted to the ground, it needs to go.
So, what were
Oh
we
my god,
told?
hay barn though? Ugh.
What did we need to do before going to towers?
We need
Just
to go
all
and
your
talk.
pitchforks are stuck in the roof now.
I know we need to go up the
Trying.
mountain,
Yeah, we did.
or at least someone does.
And what exactly do we need to get from up on that? I don't remember.
We need to talk to Cold Ice and get her ass to pull up.
Do you? Well, no, she's not gonna want it.
Want to what?
Sophia's not gonna want it. She wants to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she does not want to stay.
I would say probably your
That's
both
what I
of
was
your kid
thinking.
characters.
Do you want Alois to, or are you like?
Alois would love to.
Because I think Aya's going.
I don't think I'm going to just send the kid characters unaccompanied, though, for this kind of thing.
Who's an adult? I just know. Like,
Sophia is probably it.
she's.
I mean,
So bad.
discounting player characters who are going to protect the children,
Yeah.
which we're running out of, honestly.
I guess knowing this, we can talk to
Between-
Sophia and then see how it plays out.
Between Brett's injuries, Rebecca's death, and Seth's absence, that is most of the fighters in the village.
Marrow and Landy are the other ones that I could send. I don't think Landy would be one to go. He's also partially hurt, but he's at 5 right now.
So,
Marrow's
saying
just...
you go. I'm going to send. Maybe you should talk to Sophia. That
Yeah.
was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
If
Who's
nothing-
going to talk to Sophia?
I think Nora probably would want to, because she is quite curious about this place and sees it as a great opportunity for cold-based advancement, if nothing else.
Yeah,
And
I'll
it
be
is
talking.
a thing of curiosity
If I have
to
convince her,
pursue.
I'll this way.
I don't remember what it is that we're trying to get from up on the mountain.
We're just supposed
So
to
I
talk.
can't.
Okay, we'll start with
Yeah,
that,
we'll
and
jump with
you have any other character jump in the conversation if you wish. Okay.
I believe about hot ice and the conflict over Mabel. I
Trying
believe.
to convince Cold Ice to get
Assist
Hot
us.
Ice to assist us with getting Mabel to basically join your mother. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because she hasn't particularly been all that useful from a objective standpoint. She's been helping on like a glacial scale, but not or on a
On a
large
glacial scale is kind of
not a
accurate.
not a
Yeah.
glacial scale. She's helping in a large scale, but not directly.
Glacial
Glaciers
scale
are
would
big.
be glacial scale would be pretty accurate actually, even really accurate.
Glaciers are essentially geographical features.
And
Yeah.
ice,
Mhm.
cold ice.
That's the
Mhm.
Yes.
metaphor. Yes, that's how the metaphors work.
I'm assuming
well, also
you're arriving
rocks
because I'm
and
probably in Sophia's place.
Yeah. These two have basically just
How
been
old
there.
is your character?
Nora?
Yeah, Nora.
She's somewhere in her mid to late 30s, I think, but I haven't nailed down an exact number because it was never relevant.
So you happen upon Sophia mid this time she's reading as opposed to writing. And when you start her out of her revelry, because no matter what you do, it's likely to lead to that. She blurts out, okay, Mom, I'll get right to it.
Sophia?
Oh, hi, Nora. Didn't see you there.
Are you okay? I mean, that's fair. Are you okay, Nora?
If Nora's eyes were a computer screen, it would have an error message of some kind.
The
You are so
404, Nora not found. Nora not
Sophia,
found.
I am your mother.
Oh no.
That is what Luke
Well.
said.
No.
Apologies for startling.
Oh, it's all right.
She says as though she didn't deliberately creak the door ominously on her entry. And you are the local expert on cold ice and her aspects and affinities. And from the sound of things,
This is going to be really easy to get through.
We need to go up to the mountain.
yes,
Or not we. I will.
and-
No.
an expedition seems necessary, and you seemed the person to ask for information and guidance.
Expedition is probably the wrong move. That place, the mountain, it's more than a place. It's not really physical. It is the place of rest. It's the afterlife. It's right there, looming, just like death. But, it's there looming, just like death. It's kind of just a fact of life. And like any fact of life, on its magnitude, you work around it, not through it. What I'm getting to is, yes, it's probably for the best if someone talks directly to a manifestation of cold ice. Those who enter the mountain, well, you can't leave without leaving something behind. It's kind of just how things work. And because we're helping her and working in line with her interests, and because Miss Shepherdson was such a powerful and important individual to her. She might not ask as much from you for simply the permission to leave, but that doesn't mean nothing will be asked. Formalities must be kept.
So what do you suggest?
Well, on one hand, if we want to make sure, she is more reluctant to let those who have lived a long and full life go without leaving something behind than she is to let someone who's young and hasn't lived much go. Though both of those options, she'll still take something. It's just scale and willingness, and it's kind of complicated.
Did you have interest in going, or are you just
Oh, of course. This is a tremendous opportunity. There's so much to learn and so much potential for so many things.
Are you not worried about not coming back?
It's not a lack of concern, but I'm confident enough that
So cute.
I am confident enough that the mind of the spirit in question can see aligned interests enough for a agreeable transaction in that regard.
And you're not going, Sophie. You've decided.
You're needed here?
And you don't want to lose your life to them.
Death proper lingers. The mountain is death proper. Old people are. This sounds wrong. No, I'm just gonna say it. Old people are built to die. They have everything put together in the right places. They are themselves ready for rest. They have gotten used to time slipping by as one day means less and less. They've gotten used to their body failing them, so it won't be so strange to not have one at all. Young people, on the other hand, well, we're not built for the touch of death. It's just the way of things. So the touch of death is more apparent on someone who's young than it is on someone who's older. You may have noticed I'm a bit more jumpy, stressed than my peers. That, in part, has to do with the contract. To be contracted to cold ice is to be touched by death. And that's left its mark. And I try to keep that managed, but
The fear of death is one of the oldest.
Fear isn't quite it. I've accepted my end for a long time. It's just...
That doesn't mean you want to go running towards it.
something like that.
Knowing it's coming is a different equation from it sneaking up on you.
And just because you know doesn't mean you're prepared. Not really.
So, with those cheery subjects out of the way, it's probably better to send older people. Unless you want to make a big sacrifice, because young people have more potential that's going away. Though, Cold Ice isn't really one to look for extra sacrifices, she gets plenty anyways.
No kidding.
Why be in a hurry when all will eventually be hers to anyway? Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
She's in no rush.
It's just a matter of protocol that the mountain doesn't leave you. Doesn't let you leave it without you leaving something else of yours behind. And she might even let you leave with something, but that comes with greater cost.
Of course. Curious. So your recommendation would be any who visit would be among the older members of the community then?
Older and this is kind of obscure, but those who have had the most contact with death before in their pasts.
It's literally Brett Barrow and this guy.
Yet another leave Emma behind old person group.
I mean, Emma
Hey,
is also
canonically, she
very
killed all
old.
her
and
past husbands.
That's
murdered
true.
several
Actually,
people.
we're sending the old
Yeah.
fucks up about.
Though, in terms of numbers of people that you directly have killed,
Probably
still
definitely
less
less
than
the soldier.
It's more
ours.
personal. It's more personal.
Yes.
Which matters.
Yeah.
Because you
Now,
don't know
is
the
it-
names of most
Is it
people you kill.
specifically age or amount of life left to live? This is a potentially important distinction for reasons I won't quite disclose because they're not mine to disclose.
Yes.
A life left to live? I'd imagine. It's not a science.
Wondering if it's a good or horrible idea to bring Hassan.
I'm a spring chicken.
Oh boy.
I got another 2,000 years left in me.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've got a real long
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
I have no
very
idea
old,
how
too
much
much
I
time
have
left.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, Hassan is like 400 and change, 600 and
600.
change, but also if the problem is you still have a long time left to live and learn and gain experience, when you don't die of old age, that's
Yeah.
kind of...
If all the old people go to the mountain, is this like cats?
No, wait, hear me out. If we send the three of you, I take control of the government together. Let's go!
No. Let's not.
Iman's gonna get promoted, and then what?
Exactly, I'll promote him on. It's really it.
Ugh, no.
She does, if you could bring something warm for her, like some nice tea, or a nice source of fire, or a good warm garment or coat.
Of course.
It's not getting my candy.
The spirits seek what they have not.
Yeah, exactly. Sources of vibrant life, also,
Things of warmth, things of life, things of change.
So bring a baby.
No.
Send old people and bring a baby.
No, do not bring a baby. We could totally find that sweater. It's still probably stuck up in it.
Oh no, that's winter color.
It's been given life. It's also quite warm.
Don't regift to death.
I mean...
everything death receives is regifted.
Exactly, yeah. Like, is there anything death receives that wasn't initially, at least in some form, a gift to someone or something else? If nothing else, life?
Yeah, no.
The problem with letting old people, or asking old people to go is that they might have more taken from them, right? Like, it would be harder for them to come back. That's like,
Isn't that what you
It'd be
said?
no burden they're not used to bearing.
that's, well, it depends on the person, I suppose.
Aches, pains.
I recommend we skip to a town hall meeting, so you all can discuss in character about who you should.
Nora relays this information, probably with a lot of spooky undertones.
Sinister undertones.
I probably have to go. Considering.
Oh, because it's something we can observe.
Also, why are these two children here at the moment?
I want to go with you.
Why?
I know it's risky, but Sophia did say that there are perks to taking someone, and I have, not for a long time, but I've been chasing cold ice for a little, and this is my opportunity to get as close as possible for not only my own benefit, but other people's benefit too, potentially.
And it's not as though the cubs would be undefended.
No, they're not.
Against you.
I will say, didn't Marrow become an elf?
Uh-huh.
So aren't you in the same boat I am when it comes to
Uh-huh.
you have a fuck ton more life left?
I do, yes.
So we want to send Brett, the only old person in this town.
Wait, so Brett's kind of young.
So who am I
We gotta send Emma, the only old person in this town who's actually old.
I'm going to stay old, yeah.
Because you got eternal youth
Last
and I got
time,
eternal oldness.
It took me 7 hours to climb that mountain.
That is true.
But it's a different mountain, so
As
maybe
you
it'll
already
be okay.
That's actually quite decent.
Thank you. I would have gone faster if not for old geezer over there.
Yeah, he does not move quickly. Not unless he wants to.
You'd think those
And that's-
thousands of years he apparently hasn't would give him some pep in his step.
For him? No.
Moving at the approximate speed of a tectonic plate.
I guess that's one thing we mortals have on them.
It's all the youthful energy you possess.
Speaking of warmth,
Mm.
how about some soup?
We really chose the worst time to not have you around.
We could just magic up some soup. I can say say you chose around. Thanks.
Yep.
Get back in the soup mines.
We have the weird ass sweater that just
Also, one of the first things I put
shows
on
up
Emma's inventory
somewhere.
was blanket parentheses warm. So,
Well, I don't think we've invited Vera to this town hall
Yeah, I don't
meeting,
think
and she's
we
the only
have
person who
that.
knows about this sweater, so unless
That's
it
true.
happens to blow in through the window.
Kids can overhear anything. So it's the way of the world.
Something warm, vibrant, changing, some sort of offering for what cold ice lacks.
wasn't there something about this eating a sweater?
Who's eating a sweater?
No, yeeting. And this was
Yeet,
like
which existed.
oh whatever. That was basically just Alois like whispering to what's the
Aya?
Aya, like something about a sweater.
I saw it go up in the air. Do you think she'd want it?
Maybe
I guess no one else sees
we could totally bring it.
Bring what?
it. There's a sweater somewhere that Vera flew up in the air.
The wind caught up the
It
sweater.
looked sufficiently warm. If someone
And very, very colorful. So like
rustic.
so if we find that we can probably bring that too.
A clever thought.
Do you know where it last was? A tree? Maybe? I think I can ask someone. Go. So
Is this how they found out Rebecca died? Because they go to the woods to find the sweater and Rebecca's dead?
On another instance, I'm just going to make a point of it at the town meeting.
Okay, never mind.
When he stepped over her corpse to go to his house.
Oh dear. Yeah, so Elise runs off to go and ask for about the sweater from Vera.
I don't know what you mean. The wind.
We're taking it to the mountain.
Why?
So sorry, I'm not in the scene.
Yeah,
The
you are.
sun will be gone forever, really.
That's true. So we're basically bringing gifts of warmth to Cold Ice, and like things that have life, and colorful sweater that doesn't need to be here.
I
So,
I guess.
I didn't know this was going to be an important plot element.
Neither did we.
Everything's important plot element.
Just-
Important plot element.
If I go over to... Starts looking around the tree line around where that launch happened, trying to...
Roll detect.
Vera has 3 detect.
I have a 1 in detect. I am not finding that thing.
Can I use my personal map of the mountain for...
Yeah, sure.
Alright, that makes it a full success.
Nice.
It is brightly
Vera has
colored.
also been learning how to traverse the woods.
If you
with
get the
that.
D20 from that bag, I need it for purposes.
Oh dear.
For
Here's
luck
one.
checks.
We also have to be careful of how many people go up the mountain in relation to how many people.
That's true, yeah.
Just
Okay.
on a practical sense.
It's about halfway up a relatively short tree.
Here. Watch this.
Oh
And
dear.
Vera is going to attempt to scramble up this tree because climbing things is what she does. That's the primary thing I have noted her as doing. That's navigate, presumably. That is a full success before any roll invocations or the climbing gear item or anything like that, so
Okay.
just kind of
Yeah, you're able
scrambles
to
up.
retrieve
scrambles
the
up the
scarf
tree like a squirrel.
and get back
Sweater.
to the village. The coat. Get back to the village with it.
Just kind of
It's
bundles.
truly ugly. You do take a second to. Never mind.
Just gonna wrap this up in my own shawl just to, like,
Is this going
avoid
to
any
insult
awkward
her?
questions if this kid's grandmother happens to see me walking around with it.
I think there's an aunt, but yeah.
Oh, well, just wrap it up in my shawl so it's not, like...
What am I to say of the thoughts and opinions of a god like me? Who's to say whether or not she'll like these offerings?
Maybe she's ancient and likes tacky things.
It is a truly ugly
Grandmother
sweater.
sensibilities.
I mean, the aunt spent a lot of time and care, and it's colorful and
It's a thing of
warm.
light and
It's
change.
trying so hard.
It's awful.
It was made with someone's hands.
It was made with care. It was not made with quality.
They maybe spent some amount of time on it.
Hope this helps.
Hopefully. You want to come hear the rest of the meeting?
Sure.
Go.
Alright.
Okay, that went fast enough that the
Yeah.
meeting is still going when we get back. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Brett is probably portioning out like the soup bowls for everybody, and so what exactly do we plan on asking once people do arrive on the mountain?
This isn't like, if you're pardon my speaking up at this moment. I know I'm not.
No, you're welcome to speak.
This isn't like other expeditions, which I know they were dangerous in their own right, and there's a lot of things that go on around here that result in people's passing, but this is heading straight to the end, and that's not to say you absolutely won't return. That's not to say any of us won't, but
It's the
it's
afterlife.
not a guarantee, and it's not even expected in the way it maybe has been for other things. So I guess what it seems like is we go, and in the same way Grandfather Sap has been distant and then some people can draw his eye, we ask her to pay direct attention to what is happening and for her to help us face Hawk Ice directly and hope that whatever we can give in exchange is enough for her to allow those of us who want to leave slightly lessened in some way.
We'll have a price to pay, but which means whoever's going has to be willing to pay it. If you are, then all right.
I
Okay.
can't say I'm willing to pay it. Like, it's a hard thing to say.
We don't know what exactly she will ask for.
I
Only
would
that it will
more,
be something
I think,
significant.
regret not going.
All right. Are you planning on having Emma stay behind?
I don't know. Do we think she should go? Because I don't have a problem with her going. I think she's old, she's touched death, and she's got warm stuff. I'm willing to have her trek very slowly up that mountain.
She would slow the party down.
We
but
are going to
it
take
actually
substantially more
probably-
time.
Unless she gets carried.
Yeah, it's that, or like somebody's things they're carrying includes Emma.
Inventory contains hands.
I think she is like kind of a representation of the part that Sophia talked about, where it's like she's a little bit like, well, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of goals anymore. I have a pound of sugar. I didn't get to use all of it, but that's okay.
It's true.
Cass can steal it.
You know it.
Yep.
So, have you guys settled on a squad to go?
Okay. Do you want Brett to go or no?
That
I
is
would
a
say
question.
no.
I would also say no. I think for an elder, he's pretty young.
Especially if...
And if we're thinking not coming back, like losing Brett is
Yeah, we need...
in a meta consequential.
Yeah, because effectively, without Rebecca, our best fighters are Brett, Marrow, Cass, Seth, in terms of physical fight. We don't want to send more than one of them up the mountain with no chance, with the likelihood they won't return.
Nora can theoretically fight, not to the same degree as most of those characters, and she has to spend her resources.
Yeah, she has
to do
resource.
so.
Yeah, she has magic.
Well, and Nora has like personal investment in wanting to go, right?
Yeah.
So I think Nora should go.
Okay, so Nora,
And then Aya's gonna go.
Aya.
Is Alois gonna go? It's up to
I
you.
think so.
It's up to you. I guess it depends on because Aya's chasing cold ice more than she's chasing priesthood. It's like if your value is priesthood, it wouldn't necessarily make no sense for you to want to stay, but it's totally up to you.
I think partly she would go, one, because of the fact that meeting essentially a god is
if we
like,
survive this, we
really important.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
even more so for someone who is essentially going to be a priest of the same religion that said god is in. So, like, I don't think she would want to pass it up,
Yeah,
but
that's so
she
fair.
also isn't really as prepared to face death that way.
That's very fair.
Her
I
whole
will walk
thing-
slightly in front of Alois.
The whole reason she has her contract is because she was refusing to die.
Yeah.
So Alois
Is
hesitantly, but go.
Yes.
Okay.
Is
Is Mero go?
Yes. Maro's going.
despite being an elf.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know how.
I mean, he's also
We don't
killed.
know if it's the aging thing or the time left to live thing.
I'll have
Yeah.
Emma go too.
Emma?
Maro has killed and gotten very, very
You don't really
close
have
to
anyone to
dying
go to.
a good many times.
I said Rebecca, but she's already dead. So that ship's already sailed.
It's on you.
Then who else would go on this expedition?
Bert and Ernie, they're expendable.
They're gone. Oh wait, you're bodyguards.
I mean, you could send one of them.
They're a
I mean,
pair. You
no
have
one
to
from
send
the
both.
church is gonna want to go because it's like, who the fuck is that? Why do we care? Like, they want to help save the town in a practical sense, but they're not gonna go grovel.
That's valid.
So that's my 2 cents on
So just Ernie, it was. We're not sending Ernie. He's a matching set.
this. You can't send one alone. It's the field mice. It was a metaphor.
Oh no!
I think this is good unless anyone has a character they want to go.
Are there any?
Or if you wanted to
NPCs who
loosely
we
play
want
an
to?
NPC who you wanted to send along.
I don't know of any NPCs that we would send. It also feels kind of a cop out to send an NPC on a death march.
Yeah.
They are full characters. We just don't see their lives.
Well, I know, but like it's kind of a
Maybe
cop.
one of them wants to go. No,
Yeah.
Probably not. Have a
I swear the number of whiteboard markers in this room is multiplying every day.
yeah, kind of.
It's me. I'm bringing a new one in every.
We could have just like a random other elder who just we don't really see much.
I don't think there's another
There-
elder. At this point, we've had too much conversation without having to have some other elder
That's
exist.
true.
Yeah.
They're probably old people. They're not an elder.
Mhm.
We have an almost.
I think this is good.
I
Unless
think the vibe we've settled on is there are 4 elders at a given time, and you have to be at least 50 or so to join the elders, and when
We are
when a position opens up, either the elders or the town as a whole decide who should be the newest elder.
I do think it's
we're
funny
a
that
quasi medieval village.
American legal system has like, well, should there be an age gate on the presidency? And we're like, yeah, you have to be older than 50.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant like upper limit.
Yeah.
Only old people should make decisions. The
Jared,
more senile, the better.
Jared's
Anderson before he turned out happy.
Yes.
Yeah, gerontocracy, yeah.
Probably it
Like
isn't
nuclear
just
government.
like those 4 people making decisions,
Mm-hmm.
but we have like those 4 are essentially the ones who like run the meetings, and like people who have some stake in what's being talked
Yeah,
about.
I think they're like
show up to them.
tiebreakers and
Yeah.
like when people seek counsel, they go to them. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we weren't really
Living,
running the
It's
village
not like we're literally
living
until-
repositories of local tradition and the like.
Yeah, until we weren't like fully in charge until other authority figures started to disappear.
Okay.
And now we kind
Like
of are.
Virgil did a lot of mediation before
Yeah.
whatever happened to him.
Who would have done that?
Ah,
What
yes.
could possibly have happened?
Utter mystery there.
No, it's absolutely not a mystery whatsoever.
Nope, no one knows what happened. It was got away with it.
I flick in your general direction.
Okay, Nora,
Actually, you've
Aya,
gotten away with it
Alois,
because
Mero,
there's no
Emma.
one can
Does
do.
that sound good for everyone?
2 elders, 2 children,
There's no
1
meddling
middle-aged person.
Yep, pretty much.
And to reiterate what you're bringing,
Oh, we should actually have that list. Good suit.
Good soup, yes.
Good soup. Emma's got a permanent inventory item that's a warm blanket.
Well, that's in your number, so we
Yeah.
can mention it.
Sure. I also have Aya. I have a question that I don't know if there's like a correct answer. When Aya did the coming of age thing, she plucked one of the flowers from the like cold ice after she saw her. Is that just like a dead wilted flower now, or is it like does it mean anything? I just have it written down.
Oh, did you whack your elbow or something on the edge? Did you whack?
Oh, yeah,
That was my elbow on the edge of this.
Yeah.
Thankfully, not the funny
when was
bone.
that?
Just
That
the
was
elbow, so-
ages ago. It was when she did the coming of age.
That was not cold ice she saw.
Okay.
Kind of. It was actually kind of complicated.
Yeah.
So you
So,
do you have any other
yeah, sure, you can still have that.
any other offerings we want to include?
what other things can we bring?
So,
Sove? Where are you?
the way you spelled soup looks like soup.
It does look like soap a little bit.
Sorry, it's a bit distracted. So,
I think my inclination is like the things we're gonna need to leave behind, other than that, are gonna be much more drastic.
I mean, there were all those birds flitting about. Perhaps that one of them has a nest that we could just find an egg.
Not likely at this time of year.
Strange things.
Might.
It's also
Probably not.
not likely for a goose to immigrate to an ice-filled mountain, but they're here.
And that was entirely on your daughter, so we don't
She
know
can-
what's up with those.
If she can make potatoes grow early, perhaps there are also birds laying eggs.
I feel like that would be very uncomfortable for the birds, but okay.
I don't know how her powers work.
Neither do I.
It's annoying because they're quite interesting, but
Well, if you find her again, you can ask her. Be
She
polite
was-
about it, at least.
she was cooking eggs, right?
She was, yes. She just kept getting eggs from somewhere.
She has all those birds.
She didn't, like, go and fetch one from a bird. It just reset itself or something. Very strange. I don't know.
In any case, something like a bird's egg that is, like, growing has a great deal of life and change left in it.
That is true.
next time you're around, Water Lily, ask her the chicken or egg question.
Oh dear, no.
You or your father?
Or if tracking down a bird's egg would be too finicky, we can find some young animal.
Hey, Emma.
Yeah.
Think you could get some of the children on finding either.
I thought you were going to end that on just saying, you get some children. I'm like,
This is what those window children have been leading up to. Shunt them off the mountain.
we're prepared.
It's your final task as my messengers.
No,
I have them crowdsource eggs.
Go find eggs or
Signs of life. There's definitely like one dumb kid who brings back like a rock. It's like, look. Ooh, that's okay.
It's round and white.
That's not. Those are not the properties of an egg. I'm round and white.
God damn.
I mean, it's smooth
Truth, but
egg size, round and white. It's not too far off. Well, we can bring that too, I suppose. I'm not sure they'd want it, but we can bring that too.
Should I break down?
Yes.
A rock.
Egg shaped.
No,
Rock
it's
egg
not
shaped?
free. We're not trying to trick her. She's never gonna fall for that. I didn't fall for it.
Parentheses. Round and white.
We're not it's not going to be a trick. It's just like we also have this too. If you'd like it.
I guess it never hurts to offer.
I feel like we don't.
That's
care.
not true. It very much can hurt. To offer.
I mean, if you think about this,
I'm
Hey.
not in charge of offering her that. I'm not gonna be the
you
one.
can
to do
always
It's just-
offer
it's
to
just-
shit directly in someone's mouth. That's not. That absolutely
Why is that what
hurts.
you have to do?
I'm just
You're
picturing
right.
it's just the Marge Simpson meme of just a white rock. I just think it's neat.
Yeah, exactly. It is. I just think it's neat. Would you like it?
I don't think the offerings are going to do that much for us.
Probably not.
Probably not.
They're going to put her in a good mood, so she's more likely to just
Mhm.
give you a bad back or something.
It's,
She's not.
it's promote good vibes, not this is payment.
Yeah,
It's a
So I don't-
housewarming gift.
yeah. I don't think we need that. Man.
It's like we are coming to your house. We might as well bring gifts.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
have coat, abominable, soup, good, and rock, round and white.
And
And I've got eyes.
And
flower,
presumably,
and
one of the children
I
manages to
probably should,
track
like,
down an
actually
actual
add that to
egg
the
or,
list.
like,
Would there be any eggs?
a goat, a kid goat or
You know,
something.
sure. Like,
I mean,
what?
if you fuck with
People
chickens,
pickle eggs. People pickle
I
eggs.
don't know if a pickle
Also-
egg is gonna get the soup.
Yeah.
also, it's not super difficult to trick chickens into thinking it's still summer.
Throw a blanket
with
over their
modern
head.
technology.
Yeah, I know, but we also have.
Yeah,
Flower.
Nora is suggesting egg for convenience of carrying, but if that is not easy enough to track down a live egg, a small young animal would probably be a good option.
Add to
God,
the
where's
list
Steph when
Aya's
you need
flower and Emma's blanket.
Well, those are inventory items.
It's might as well just keep track of them on the list because we're also bringing those as things too.
We're just walking up to the goddess of ice and wrapping her up in a bundle and giving her soup.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
When she smites us, she will smite us with love.
Oh dear.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Okay. So, everyone bundles up and puts on some old hiking shoes that they haven't been had to put on for a while. Or at least, no, you guys probably put those on quite a bit recently. These days have been a bit messy, let's say.
I think this is Nora's third trip up a mountain in as many weeks.
Well, one of them was 3
Yeah.
months ago, so you're fine.
So that was
Okay.
so Nora was time passing was weird for the people in the house, which Nora was one of.
So, up first, it's, peaceful. Serene. Possibly the most peaceful place you've ever been. Sure, each of you in your long years have spent some time up in the hot springs atop the mountain. But, with everything going on recently, you kind of have come to forget what peace actually looks like. The rocks themselves, all, unlike the jagged nature of the rocks in the mountain you're used to, they all are smoothed over like river stones. You find vague signs of civilization, but those two are smoothed over. Pillars rise up from the mist, with the vague indications, like fingerprints upon their stone flesh, of human carving art, potentially even masterpieces onto them. There is nothing remaining of those works of art. Just faint, indistinct scribbles. Further up, a warmth starts to set into your bones, contrary to what you might have expected. And each step seems slightly easier than the last. The weight of ages slips off of you like water from your skin in a warm shower.
I haven't felt this spry in years.
You're not sure how much time passes, but soon enough, like it's no time at all, you see light looming ahead up the slope. It's welcoming, drifting softly through the mist, the light of a hearth, home amongst the snow-spattered slopes. And next thing you know, each moment slipping into the next, as if it matters less and less than the one before it. You are at the door. It's been newly repainted. It's white. You can see vague unevennesses in the paint, where either objects got on the paint or it didn't dry quite evenly. You can see around the door handle a bit flecks of the old coat poking through, black. Beyond the painted door, the log cabin on the outside appears to be practically austere. It seems well maintained. The roof does not have any of the customary lichen or moss that comes to grow upon the roofs of your homes over the ages. The smoke comes out of a chimney not clogged with ash and soot. The glass window is clean. The curtains are open just a crack. I'll be right there. One moment. A moment or two passes. You can't be quite sure. Sorry to make you wait. On the other side of the door is, well, it, on the surface, is the same pristine, unchanging, white woman you saw previously. Her garbs and skin seem to flow into each other without distinct separation between the two. The cloth of her veil mingling with her hair seamlessly. But there, if you squint, is a touch of red to her cheeks. And you notice her eyes are brown.
Silly, isn't it? I love it.
Come on in, come on in. Earlier than I expected to see you, but I think it's probably not quite normal circumstances, right?
No. Normally, I'd wish to see you at the
So who's the
proper time.
Aya knows.
Much too early for you. Who let you come up here? Anyway, sit down, sit down. The table is as long as it needs to be, and there are just enough seats.
Thank you.
Yes.
How old are you?
Alois is 14.
I'd say 15.
Actually, you know what? There's one more seat than
Meryl's 75.
is for everyone present,
I'm a
75.
including
72.
no 2 more seats. I think 2 more seats is actually what makes sense, including cold ice. So, how you been? I am.
This
This was not the tone I expected.
Hey.
That was a bit off. So, how are things down there?
Better. Though, I suspect not for long.
Yeah, that's always how it tends to be. This is all winding down, as things always do.
I came to ask for your help with settling this particular matter.
Yeah, I think matters of import are better discussed over a nice warm drink. Sit down, get comfy, I'll get something for it. The tea is tea.
Thank you.
It's comforting and warm and tastes just how it needs to be to make it slip down the throat smoothly and warm.
I was going to bring up the soup, too, that we brought. Might as well.
How did you store the soup?
How would we store soup?
It might be a case of we just brought a pot and the ingredients and like some
Well,
water skins.
Yidra makes the soup.
Yeah, it's made by
The
Yidra.
preparation matters.
Yeah.
If it's Yidra soup, it's Yidra soup. Yeah. You made my smile.
I think that would...
Whatever with method we have to keep something for.
I'm not sure it would necessarily have to
A
be
pot
kept
with,
for...
wrapped in a few layers of blankets in a basket.
Something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Something that could be kept sealed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So...
Yeah, just the
Pot, some clasps or something around the lid to keep it in place, or some like string, something.
Yeah.
And then wrap it up in blankets in a basket and have probably 2 people carrying it up the way.
Next thing you know, the soup is dished out, so it's in front of everyone. And sitting at one head of the table is cold ice. So, for this meeting, I think. Oh, that's good.
One of our kids has gotten very good at making soup. And this is from her.
Things like that happen.
Indeed, yes.
Almost makes me want to go to that annoying bastard's place. They do make good food.
Who? Names.
Speaking of names, I think You can call me Edith while we're here.
Sure to meet.
That multi-word non-name used for me in these parts is accurate but inelegant.
What? What? Why did what?
She brandishes a coconut at us.
It was more she brandishes it at the wall because it wasn't really held out towards any of us.
Alas, poor Yorick. Something pina coladas. I don't know.
Encoladas.
Pina coladas.
Peanut. Okay.
Okay,
No.
so you're all here, you settled in. How's the walk? I know for some people it can be kind of strenuous. The young people who walked up would notice you're, despite the warmth that settled in everywhere, and the comfort you feel resting now, your knees are a bit sore, and there's this one spot in your back that doesn't quite feel right, even if you twist it, it doesn't pop. It just kind of is a stab of pain instead.
I have never felt more spry. It's been years since I felt it. I had the easiest when Henderson. I guess he's not called that anymore. When Henderson and I went up the other mountain, I was.
Oh dear.
I'm kind of assuming someone shoves soup at Emma to shut her up.
No, Nora's quite curious to see
Okay,
how
yeah,
long
she's
she'll
just-
gossip at Agonis.
Mara's not so inclined to shut her up on this one too.
So I
Not
just keep
really.
going.
Yeah.
The bum knee is a condition. It's like I never feel. I used to be able to get to 100%, and now it's like we don't have percentages. I don't know. 100%, and now it's like I'm always hovering at 70, which I guess is suitable for my age. Although you never ask a woman her age. You don't like to talk about it.
All right. I think it's nearly been. There we go. You hear a knock at the door. No, I'll get that. I'm the host. You all sit down and you get cozy. The seats have cushions. They probably always have cushions.
They probably didn't. I do now though.
One second, I actually gotta open up
The document.
the names document.
Names.
Fel,
No, the mother.
Celine.
Celine.
Okay. Celine, so glad to see you.
I just casually have her hand in my pocket too. It was literally one of my inventory items at this point. It's just her hands.
I was a little bit awestruck.
Seeing Celine on the other side. I mean, she's a shepherd's wife. She's wearing a warm traveling coat that trails down to her knees, in sturdy boots, caked in just a dusting of snow. You noticed her coat looks just a bit burnt, but not very too much.
Was it the same kind of black from Tadis's fire, or was it like a different kind of?
You know what? Roll me study.
I'm awful at study. Yeah, let's see what that song says. That's a 2. That's a no.
No success.
No.
It's a partial success. No, you only have 1 dot in study.
Uh-huh.
You know what?
Unless that's the waste.
I'll give you advantage from personal experience.
I'm just being torched all the time by this one type of fire.
It very well could be. Though she does notice you stare.
Yeah.
Oh, you aged well.
Thank you. Would you like your hand back?
Oh, don't need it. Got it here.
The hand's still in her pocket.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
So, I always wanted to ask you, why do you come to this tap? She says, taking her seat. The seat at the far end of the table is still empty.
That's a long story.
Well, we have time.
I hadn't intended to come here.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of out of the way. You can't accidentally come here, right?
I had planned on staying out on the oceans and probably dying out there, but after my captain and crew were captured, we didn't have much of a choice in where to go. And cause we escaped. A couple of us headed for anywhere else. Ended up here in the Leviathan's throne, and I was the only one who survived long enough to get anywhere. And since I was on my own at that point, I just kind of decided not to continue.
You take a sip of your teacup. It is full of a diluted whiskey with just a bit of citrus added into it.
Been a while since I've had this.
Next room over, you can hear the distant voices of familiar people celebrating together.
Are they happy here?
Oh, happy. Yeah, you could say that. Everyone kind of finds their place.
Good.
You being here must have pulled them forward. Most people don't remain active for so long, though time is up. I don't want to bore you with the details. Oh, this is good soup.
I don't. It's like, no, she wouldn't have. She hasn't met Ghidra, has she? I don't think she has. We haven't met her, but one of our kids, Ghidra, made it.
Oh! I always took you for the soup type.
That's Nora.
This is
Wait,
Brett's
Brett
not
is
here.
not
Brett didn't come?
No, Brett.
I was told Brett should probably stay here.
Oh,
Or stay
okay,
at
that's fair.
the village.
Yeah, we need to not send truly every remaining able-bodied fighter up the mountain.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'd prefer not to have Cass get killed or you send a zombie after us again.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I said, to be fair, Brett's on the younger side, or an elder.
Yeah, he's like one of the youngest elders right now.
55.
All right. So you ready to start the meeting? And then, what name did I get?
Edith.
Edith.
Edith. Okay. Then Edith, who's over next to the oven, looking down through what she cracks the door open just a bit, having to unscrew the handle to the door with an oven mitt. Inside, there's something cooking. She just cracks it open just a bit to see what it is before how cooked it is before she closes the thing and turns it a bit. Not ready quite yet. You know, some people burn foods as offerings. It's not just for me, but some do for me. A lot of people do it to pass on food to their loved ones, and sure, I offer them, but you'd be surprised how many people just pretend to like a food in life, and then they give everyone the impression that they absolutely love it, and then they'll send it to them in the afterlife. No. They're not going to bother with that here.
Do you like?
So I take it.
Do you like getting burnt offerings?
Well, I hope this isn't going to end up burnt.
Fair.
And, well, do I like it? All food ends up getting eaten. But it's easier to catch it falling through the net if it was given to me with intent. I can take anything that ends. But it's not so much an intentional process. All right. So you're here about. Oh, yeah. No, I don't want to bring that up right now. It's hard to talk about people behind their backs.
We might have to talk a little.
No, and this is Celine down the table. Don't mind her, she likes being mysterious. It's part of her allure. You know, like, it ruins the surprise, she says, when you go out there and try to hint at what comes after. It's part of some big deal or another. Not allowed to know, or else it does something. I don't know. I'm not quite there yet. I'm being kept in a cold storage. So I can't quite move on fully yet. And I'm happy for that. I got unfinished business here with my daughter.
That's why we're here.
I would hope so. Be a real mix-up if you had some other plots brewing.
Oh dear.
Though with that recent... No, that's weird. People's secrets should go with them when they die, Celine. You know that. I know. So, would any of you like anything else? The food up to your liking. So, Emma, one of your dishes, you take a bite of it, and you saw something with soup at some point. Let's say it's a roast duck with a nice quick fried. It was potatoes fried in the duck fat on the side. After eating my potatoes, there's a familiar kick in the back of your throat of a poison that you've used a few times before. But with the next bite, there is the familiar bitter taste of its antidote. And this seems to repeat, the meal shifting each time to resemble someone else's final meal.
I think Emma is slightly disturbed, but is like, this tastes just like what I ate with, and then whatever the husband's name was.
Oh
and
dear.
he was one of my favorites, but it can't last. You should know. That's the whole point. Nothing lasts. And sometimes, you know, it might need a little bit of push, but
It is not the role of the dead to affect the living. I have no opinion on your affairs. Unlike, instead of the door having like you hear footsteps, like rapid footsteps outside the door, but there's no knock; it just opens, and someone barges in.
Are they on fire?
No. I'm just trying to find the right name for it. I had a name in my head earlier. It just doesn't work.
Who is this?
Because
we don't know. I'm so curious.
cool. Last right now is Edith, right?
Yes.
That's the name I gave. I'm gonna write it down.
Edith.
It's like that room.
I mean, might as well write down who it is. Well, just dash cool days. Yeah. Death.
Carrie, you gotta knock. On wearing practical travel clothes and a black cloak, smelling vaguely of ash, is Hot Ice. She takes a few steps off the doormat, looks at the black mark she's leaving on the floor, looks at the face, looks at Edith's face, and then slowly walks backwards and rubs her feet on the doormat before going and taking her seat opposite Edith.
So what?
Oh, nothing.
What did you say?
Glad none of us took that chair.
You would just immediately die. You sit on you and you just die.
Yeah.
Why do you have to make it so hard to get here each time? And even harder to leave. I'm gonna have to go through these boots to leave. You know that? These are new boots. Those are old boots. Those are the same boots you've worn for the last 300 years. We'll have to remake them every time. It's hard getting all the details right. I forget a few each time. Shut up and eat. And then Salim. It's best not to get in between that. Like, really best not to. Just wait for them to come to some accordance and then jump in afterwards. You don't want to become the center of any of their arguments.
No.
Find a comfortable middle temperature.
No kidding. It's never good to be in the middle of a lover's spat. Despite the fact that literally all of us are sitting in between
Yeah,
the
we're
lover's
like-
spat.
So Edith, how are your new students in this area? I mean, not many, I imagine. Not in this form. Yeah. Mine has anxiety. There's a few who approach, but they're off in purpose. You've seen mine though, right?
With her here.
Taking up whole swaths of land. But you're not traumatized, but I'm sure I can make that work. Carrie, dear, No. But if you want to talk about your new student, then let's talk about it. All of these good folks walked all the way up here just for that purpose. Oh! Shit, this wasn't just a social call? Fuck!
Unfortunately not.
I feel outnumbered now.
This is an intervention.
Oh yeah, it is
You
basically.
gotta stop resurrecting children.
Just let the children
I can
just
stop
go.
any time.
You gotta stop with the canned soup. The canned food. You can't keep doing this.
Oh, this soup's pretty good. Huh. Oh, I wonder if I can recreate it. Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. I just need... Ooh, that ingredient. Where would I find that ingredient? Well, I'd have to cheat. Sure. You would happen to know what the special ingredient in this is, would you?
Nope.
Hmm.
It's a secret.
Be that way.
I don't know what it is because it's a secret.
The person who made it didn't come with us.
Edith, when the maker of the soup dies, tell me what they added to it. I'll do that, honey. Just promise not to bring it from their mouth while they still live. Yeah.
And don't touch one of my children.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't, uh-huh. I don't think I've been doing much over... Oh! You pulled me over here for a reason. Feel like the whole walk was just to get me back. The whole, drowned thing. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to remind you. I mean... I thought the seaweed robes looked pretty cool, right? And the barnacle armor? Oh, that was so... Okay. What's this? Sunk should remain sunk. I just thought they could deserve another shot, you know.
Wait, how recent was this?
No, they're not giving me details.
No, I'm not like asking.
It's probably happening on the other side of the world, like a few seconds before this. Like, probably happened like a few minutes ago,
Okay.
subjectively speaking.
Just like if it's something in the ocean, depending on when any of this happens.
Because in another culture, on the other side of the world, like out of character information,
What?
Yeah. Death is represented by the drowned or the sunken, and hot ice is represented by what's washed up from the sea.
I feel like pirates would know something about that.
Oh, no, totally. All right, and finally, Edith pulls out of the oven let's just call it a pretty large pie. It smells savory of various different meats put into it. And there's roasted golden brown mushrooms arrayed in a vague snowflake pattern on the top.
Cute.
All right, wait for it to cook. Honey! Oh, that's hot! Why didn't you warn me?
She was about to.
She was about to. And she goes down and proceeds to continue. Her lips briefly catch fire.
She's like, I can't. Okay, okay, I cannot take this seriously because, like, I'm just, like, sitting here, like, more or less in Marrow's mindset, and just, he's this old dude watching essentially what looks like just two about middle-age-ish people having a fucking lover's spat with each other, and I can't.
I think there's also something about like hot ice being this like metaphysical concept for a long time, and then it's like, and she's here and she's burning herself on pie.
It's just, it's
Well,
so
she's just
freaking
dragging
cute.
Shipper.
I was like, I cannot see them as gods. I know that they are, but like, I just,
Well, I kept on trying to tell you guys that these aren't gods. You keep on calling them gods. These are
meh.
humans who ascended. Like, these are humans who embody concepts to some degree, but they're still kind of human somewhere down in there.
See, I think
This
conversely,
is more than kind of.
I think conversely that's why I is a little reverent. Is like aspiration.
Marrow has just lost a lot of any whatever reverence. Just like, he is absolutely.
They tell you they're not gods in school, but you still think God.
Yeah. And then just, it's like watching people, just the folks in town, just as this old dude watching a bunch of people and just like, it's just another normal day. I'm having dinner with these really freaking powerful people. And this is normal.
Emma is kind of
And they're
repeatedly voicing
bantering
interest
about their
herself.
shoes and
Ow.
and burning their tongue on the meat pie because they're too impatient to let it cool enough to eat.
Oh, Edith, snap out of me. You can't. Don't cool down too much. And, look outside the window. We don't want time to go on too much for these. Oh, yeah, time. Thanks for reminding me. I didn't want you guys, leaving a few hundred years late.
Oh, that
We'd
would be
appreciate that.
Glances out the window.
It happens. But when it does happen, she feels real bad and counts it as price paid anyways.
That's
That would
Yeah.
be so funny. You just come back up and everyone but Henderson is dead.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna go up the mountain yet?
Yeah, let's not do that. That's-
Okay, should be ready to serve. It'll complement the rest of your food well. And finally, Edith takes her seat opposite Carrie, and to Edith's right is Selena, who leans in and whispers something in Edith's ear. So I'm not going to start this conversation. You came to my home. You have to at least verbalize what you want from me, even if I would do it anyway. But direct intervention is not my purview. Usually. Carrie sticks her tongue out at Edith on the other side. You know, when you're involved, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
We know we're
Sure. We made an agreement.
we know we're asking of you something you don't necessarily usually partake in, but our request is that you help us. We are currently facing, as I'm sure you know, Mabel, who
Mabe! Oh, she's so cute. Okay, like, when she was like, when I first got her up and running again, she would just make ice sculptures of her family, and that made me, it was so sad. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? You got the spirit, and then I thought oh, this is a bad thing.
it seems like
She has killed quite a few people.
Oh no!
It seems like
That's a bad thing, right? Edith is like, Edith shrugs.
It seems like she misses her family a lot, and
What you're doing
the
is
consequences
keeping her from it.
of her being a part of our world are hurtful to us and keep her from progressing back to be with you, Celine, and
Okay,
things ending as they were meant to.
I think I see. No, you don't. Oh, okay. I could just bring the people who died back. That should fix everything.
No, it won't.
Why won't it?
Everything.
And from the other door in this room, one second.
What, do I get Reich back all of a
Yeah,
sudden?
Reich walks out looking confused. And at his side is a dog.
Oh.
And this one's like an action, like, you know, one of the dogs when it was in full health. He's like begging, looking at him. He has a half-eaten sandwich in his hand. He's like looking around confused.
It's like, okay, what?
That's not where the door usually leads.
Hi? What are you guys doing here?
Katie, this is my house. Don't mix it about. But your decorations are so boring. You never want anything to change. You know the rules. You can't just leave for free. I know. But it is an option. Everything's an option to you. Even if it costs way too much. What? Now we're talking about finances?
I mean, I think that's it. It's not that we don't miss those who are gone, but there's a reason these things happen, and to undo them causes great strife in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I'm asking is that you let Mabel be with her family again.
That's what I've been trying to say, Carrie says. Celine, if you just go down there and be with your daughter, everything will be fine.
It wouldn't. Would it?
None of them would be happy.
I mean, sure, but like, are people actually happy up here? Not really. No. Don't look at me like that.
Happy maybe isn't the right word. At peace.
Okay. Get the cold side. Can I always have my favorite pillow?
At least you're not sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, only brought back a few people this time. Not a big deal. So, we were saying? Oh, Celine, you need to go see your daughter. And not, like... Carrie, you've overreached. Your anchor here is sealed, and yet you still try to circumvent that. You remember that why that was sealed, right? Now you're willing to bring back things that should be dead? Memories neither live nor die. So far. Still angry.
Why was your anchor sealed?
Oh, So, cool thing, I noticed that there was a bunch of people making corpses do shit. Because, like, they still have all the beep boop mechanisms going on inside of them to make them move around. Oh.
Beep, boop.
That's more of a Gilded Republic thing.
It's technically zapping.
So, body still has all the stuff that needs to move, even if you're dead. And, they figured out they can use that to, make soldiers and shit. Which is really resource efficient, because you don't need to feed them anymore. Well, they did need to feed them other things, but that's a whole nother deal. But I realized I could, disperse my anchor throughout their, lot. Really easily form resonance with any of them. And it's like, okay, cool. If they brought them back one time, why not a second? The more the merrier, right? I mean, sure. And they even had some of their memories when they came back the other time. Made them really great in battle, and I mean, okay, so sure, some of them tried to desert when that happened, but not all of them.
Some just like to fight.
And they did, I mean, because they were no longer under the command of the Horde Lords, they just kind of run off, and with their mind not all there, it rotted a bit, can only fit so much of the original memories in there. They kind of seeped into all sorts of Spirit-of-the-Land's domains. And they went and, well, they were upset with me, but I'm kind of hard to get a hold of, move around a bit. So they sent a bunch of, let's call it mail to Edith, and Edith wasn't happy. Because, no one's ever happy getting mail from someone else, especially if it's, like, complaints.
Some of
That's
it
actually
gets
too
very
real.
stressful even just to pass on. Literally one of the things that Mara would have been doing was getting mail to where it needs to go. Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to help you get back at her student who is overstepping. I think the most simple, broad offer is I could offer to, let's say, suppress Mabel's domain, at least temporarily, stopping her from annihilating you utterly with thoughts.
I very much like not being annihilated.
Wait. No, I earned that domain fair and square. And there's the matter of that. You treat me like not a person anymore.
The more trouble you cause, the more your partner will be displeased with you.
Here's the trick. She's really bad at telling time. I can just tell her a few centuries have passed and I'm really sad and sorry. And, she can't resist it.
You're lucky then.
I mean, it feels like a few centuries. I can't just... No. I would have to counter her directly, which is a usage of my own powers, which leaves me vulnerable elsewhere in the world. And not just to me. I'm not the only one doing things here.
How can we support you in that?
I simply need a token of what was, and shall ever be.
Are you thinking about the rock?
Yes, yes, I am thinking about a rock. I don't know.
You have two kid characters here. You can do both of them.
And
Rock?
it was what token of what was and would never be.
And will ever be.
And will ever be.
I have a rock. I don't know if that counts.
Rock. A rock! Harry like goes over, gets out of his seat and goes like over your shoulder looking at it. Oh, kind of looks like an egg. Ooh, I bet I could make some hash out of it. Carrie, you're awful at creating new life. Yeah, but like remaking old can't be too hard.
Rock? How?
Well, there's this really cool species of rock trap. I know how it sounds. But deep enough down, they live on the gravity gets a bit funky. And she's looking at the rock from different angles, squinting at it a bit, as if there's secrets for it to unveil. They live on the roofs of caves, and with their long necks, snack on things below. Usually it's just different types of fungus and molds that grow on the, grounds and caves. But sometimes, from burrows, tunnels way up in the roof, their neck will snap out and they'll snatch a traveler, venturing around deep in the earth. Rock traps. They're really cool.
Sounds spooky.
Oh yeah, they really are. The babies look kind of cute, but they kind of look like worms too.
Let's rock down on the table.
You're offering a rock. It seems Carrie would be happy to take it for some kind of trade if you want to give her more fuel. I'm sure that'll go fine for you.
No.
Yes.
No. I don't think you all understand. A rock trap can only improve things.
I mean, it wouldn't have anywhere for it to live, so you would just be torturing it.
Bah! I can make it work.
No. I don't want to hurt it.
He's just dying in the corner.
What even is this? I don't know.
Now I'm glad I didn't bring cash. You would have stabbed one of these guys.
God, no.
She's got beef with both of them.
Ugh. Yeah, it was a good thing Cass did not come.
Who was carrying the colorful coats?
We brought you items of warmth and we understand they might not be sufficient, but they are yours to take.
Tokens of life and
You reveal
vitality.
the ugly.
Y'all.
Vitality.
It's questionable at best, let's be
Oh
real.
Jesus! Do it!
Y'all should have brought a baby.
This is Carrie's.
Oh. I'll wait for Edith's conclusion.
What is it, Jesus?
I'd agree. This thing is best left buried. She puts it on. It's too small for her. It's like a vest that like comes up down just beyond her elbows.
A token of
And like
light and
can't close all the way.
It was one of the kids, but like, yeah.
Now I shall ensure it never gets brought back into the world of the living. You can thank me with people here.
I can think of at least 2 people who will. Yeah.
There will be very grateful people.
Really, everyone in the village.
We've done our village a great service.
This alone is worth. We're cheating. We're giving people asking something from her. In exchange, we're getting something from her.
Really, it's win-win.
I mean,
How
even
much
if the
of
only
we
thing
never
that
have
we
to
get
get
out of this is just
the like basic suppression of Mabel's domain so that we don't immediately die. The goat being gone is solidly a good loss.
The enemy,
Just
monster of the
upside.
week enemy that was introduced in the episode, but it's the coat.
This wasn't even supposed to be a thing.
Alright. I will agree to suppress Carrie's influence in the area. Okay.
What exactly?
But she snatches up the rock. I get to keep this. That's not how this works. You're in my home. Come on! It's such a good idea. We'll have to work out some deal. You can't just take something from someone without giving something in return. Yeah, a rock trap for them.
That's also all upside. There's no conceivable way that having a murder draft around could hurt opponent.
Upside down murder draft, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh god, yeah. This is ridiculous.
Such tiny legs.
Well, it's attached to the ceiling, so it doesn't need legs. Legs are for the weak.
I just need some holding on, that's all.
Those are arms. It's got 4 arms.
Okay, I can help you bring something back down from this mountain. Wait, that's not what I meant by trading for the rock. Hey, fair's fair. And this is my... And you're gonna say I'm not good at leaving this place.
Is that a burn? It feels like a burn.
Mm-hmm.
We will discuss this later. Oh. Okay. Are you willing to do that trade? An escort's down from this mountain, so you don't lose anything accidentally. In exchange for a cool rock.
Just like
Hey, rock trap.
Alois glances over at Edith. It's like, that okay?
I couldn't stop her if I tried.
Thank you.
Oh, you could stop me. You're just not willing to try. There's other things I can offer you.
Such as?
Well, I could potentially inhibit the ability for Mabel, was it? To bring back more things that you kill along the path. I imagine it'd be annoying if they say, as a random example, a rabbit kept on being resurrected, no matter what you did to kill it.
That would
That does sound like a very annoying yet specific example.
Very specific.
Oh,
Do any of us here know about the rabbit?
I don't
Landy
No, it
did.
was Castlemon.
Yeah,
Landy, and
perfectly not this group, I think.
Yeah, we
Wait,
got
no,
the
hold up. Would Landy have told people about what happened?
yes, of course.
Yes. Oh.
Well, I mean, Cass
they
only told
would
people
know.
about how she killed the rabbit, so...
No, Landy would definitely would have spoken about what happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about it.
It's the most exciting thing that's ever happened.
You won't shut up about that?
Landy's mine now. You don't get to decide if he does that.
No, the one who died to the rabbit won't shut up about
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't you have like 2 people that died?
So Reich still being here. Hello? Am I allowed to go back now, or
Forever a butler.
Just like, or
do you
am I,
need anything?
or
Can I be
am I just going to go
resurrected,
back to
please?
wandering around in there for the rest of eternity?
Oh, he's on the table too. Says Carrie. No, I said it. We're not allowed to break promises. Where do you get that idea? You're not allowed to break promises. Because I'm a nice person? Oh, that's what that is? I could have sworn.
Starbucks character sheet.
It would be very helpful to not have things constantly returning.
Does Reich want to come back?
Does Reich know about his mom being dead?
Yes, he would.
What has Reich been up to while...
So he hasn't actually really existed until this moment. Not much at all. It's just kind of a state in which the one moment slips into the next faster than the last, and there's little to no distinction between yourself as you were and yourself as you are.
Would Reich want to come back? That's a question.
It is an infinite dream of your memories of your life being rehashed in every way possible, while at the same time being an absolute peaceful void. You can go millennia without having a single thought, and still end up working out every single thing that happened throughout your life from the perspectives of yourself and everyone else who's died since.
I mean, he would like to go and see his dad again. But, like... He's been in that state for who knows how long.
A moment, but a moment. He just woke back up.
Still disorienting. Yeah, he'd still want to go and see his dad.
And is that is something you'd have to trade for. And you yourself have nothing to give anymore.
I think our most pressing matters have to do with things that will help us in our lives.
Reich has nothing left to give because he's been deceased. I don't know what... I do not know what Mara has left.
Having the dead people, things, animals stay dead while we face Mabel would be very helpful, I think.
So we
I've
know.
also been pulling in old saps. Helped with that. Once we knew that his claiming ritual would keep them dead.
My daughter has already brought back. She is creative and rather clingy. Has a hard time letting go of things, much like someone else present. Must be why they get along so well. Anyways, in less blasphemic language, she has already brought back much, and even without her continuing to bring back things that are put down the things that she's already arisen will not disappear.
That's
I can, for a moment, guide my daughter. I bargained for that much already. But I cannot watch through the eyes of the living to determine when that moment should be. Well, you were considering the other matters at hand. I would like
Full-blown
to tell you that I can still feel that whim.
Gently pulls out. It like the hand has been like essentially holding on to Mabel's hand the entire time. So it's just so, like I can't do it with it's just Celine and Mabel's hands holding each other. Altalok's hand is in a separate location.
Different hand pocket.
It's just like
just weirdly
specific-
throwing Octolok onto this like family.
No, it's in a separate location. Sets them both on the table, so it's just on the table now.
Yes, the representation of the eternal bond between mother and daughter and some random engineer from across the world.
The third
The
hand
themes
stays
of
in
this
its
campaign
bag
got
and
weird at
elsewhere.
the end.
Just the fucking hands. I have acquired hands.
Merely make an attempt to separate the two of those, and I will know. And I will come. But if you're not close to Mabel, I will have but a limited effect.
Makes sense.
Okay, I have a new offer for all of you.
I assume this is Carrie from Tone, but
Yeah.
It's scary.
What if... Okay, now hear me out. You, you copy, like, I got some really old texts from the region. They were all destroyed mysteriously in a fire. I mean, it was weird. They were, drowned in water, like, watered first, let to dry, then burned. But I think I can work out some of what they used to be, and in exchange, let's say, I can bring back the one who burned them. Or, better deal, 3 rock drafts.
Why are you really insistent on rock drafts right now?
Oh, because they just went extinct.
Just went extinct?
Well, kind of, yeah. There was a bounty on them in some subterranean kingdom. They didn't live in too far of a reach. They were kind of a cultural boogeyman for some reason.
I mean, if they kind of just snatch people out and
Well, it was more about trade caravans trying to go through the depths. Turns out distance is actually shorter going around the far perimeter of the world than... you don't need to know that. Anyways, they were eliminated utterly, with their long lifespans and slow reproduction cycles. It was quite easy, actually. It was just kind of a generational process, plus the high bounty on their heads and eventual... what really sealed the deal was working out that their bones could be used, to, make some, objects defy gravity. Which, really put the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
no kidding.
So I'd like to see them around again. You know, it's kind of a tragedy that just because your bones are useful, gone forever. You and your entire species.
Is 3 enough to restaunch a species?
Oh. Huh. You know, if you're interested in restarting that species, that's a bit harder. Because it usually just brings some stuff back with all the parts that needs to function, but like not the stuff it needs to do function forever. You know, I don't work in forever. That's kind of her thing. This entire time, Edith's been glaring at Teddy.
Again, I think most pressing for us is unfortunately the things that affect us directly.
No, but like,
Well,
I
don't
can give you
necessarily
the
want to
information, and then you just have to write out the books, or like summon. Like, there's a really short play that was removed. Should only take you 2 days to write it down. Play for a rock draft.
That sounds valuable. Mabel is our concern at the moment. And those 2 days we may not have.
Would we be able to come back at some point, do you think?
Here?
Oh,
Well,
if it's time you're worried about, you can buy that from her. Edith squints.
Because, like,
I
there is a
can't
lot missing from the libraries.
give time. Oh, shut it! You've already given them plenty of time. When I told you to slow down
Yeah.
time, you stopped it
I'm hesitant to
entirely.
make a deal with Gary.
Did I?
At least, certainly right now.
Yeah.
Especially with Mabel.
Oh, and remember, we have that meeting? Yeah, in about 3 cycles? I could have sworn that was further away already. You're not trying to distract me, are you? Oh, if I want to distract you, there's plenty of other people.
Could you temporarily keep your flirting to a minimum? Thank you.
I have a note that says time blindness in my Edith section. I had a question mark next to it. I have crossed it out and put a check mark next to it.
Time blindness. Yep.
So, I could write your death into stone, and that would be worth something for me. Certainty is always valuable. It wouldn't be necessarily here and now. It would just set it.
Determining
And that would be our.
when one dies
Exactly.
And that
and making that unable to change.
Yep. Stopping from her from digging you up and starting one of her schemes.
is that our offering to you or your offering to us?
You're offering to me,
I see.
allowing me to tie up those loose ends of fate, make things easier for me in the long term, and make less work for me overall. It is a fulfillment of my purpose, let's just say.
And would someone who accepted that prize know the time you set, or would it simply be when that time comes, nothing will raise them?
I would not be at liberty to tell you. But I would. What are you willing to give me? I could tell you when you're gonna die. We're probably gonna die. I mean, I'm not that good of an oracle, but if she does something with it, I can totally tell you. And I can change it. You can... Okay, couch it is.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh dear. Yeah. Sorry, kid.
So, basically, with it's that I'm trying to figure out how to put this so that I can understand it. Our offering to you is that when we die, whenever that is, that's the end for us. We don't come back. Yes?
That's part of it. The other part is that no matter what you do, your death will be the same, and at the same time. I take all of the possible futures in which you die, choose the most likely one, and eliminate the rest. Even if you go and try to escape it, you will die in the way prophesized.
Okay.
And what do we receive in exchange for that? Or what could we?
Seems that's an option for one of the things that she is.
I'm asking for this. It's not an offering. I would not change your fate so that you die in 1,000 years. I would take your most likely death you're already going to suffer and set it in stone. Chisel it into ice, I guess, here. But ice as a metaphor for finality, really?
We didn't choose it. I definitely didn't choose it.
I'm not local. I came
I'm
up
not
here
either.
because it's a good place to build cult resonance.
Where I'm from, it's got a lot to do with fish.
Fish.
We'll get into it some other time.
Oh, don't get me started on that. You have any idea how bad our domain smells there?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
I
I do. I have seen so many different types of fish, and some of them are just awful.
It's not that bad. It's just when you're around, the natives get lively.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they're so cool, though. Did you know that fish used to be really big? Like, before spirits of the land were around to, like, stop monsters from getting too big in their territories, they used to get big. Because, like, in the water, they don't collapse under their own weight. And they have the magic to, like, make their brain signals, like, go through the entire body without having to... I'm losing you. But anyways, there were some huge serpents that could like live forever and like swallow entire nations. It was so cool.
I've seen, I think, the bones of one of them. Admittedly, it may have been one of the smaller ones.
Canonically, we don't have them in this village.
No,
I like that.
we basically don't have fish in this village.
I mean, there is that one downside of that. For some reason, people decided to represent me by some kind of crab god in that location. So I sunk bloody blah something carcinization. I don't quite get it.
Oceans are strange, let's be real.
Yeah, you people keep thinking of new weird cultures. I think it was way simpler when we just stabbed each other. I mean, not that I was stabbed usually. Usually a big heavy rock was a good go-to. But there was or setting back a pack of wild monsters on another group of people. You just gotta sneak some like smelly food in their stuff, and then run away really fast before the herd gets to them. Really good way to remove rivals and get the local monsters in one predictable area. You were always messy with your techniques. Edith jumps in. there was always some stragglers I had to put down. Yeah, nasty work that. You never liked using your hands directly. Say that again? Shut. Anyways, enough about ancient history. But as a word of advice, if you ever do raise a village to the ground, don't leave any survivors. People have a tendency to go on quests for revenge.
I am well aware of that. Like, with that particular sentence, Mero just has the most feral grin. Like, any of the others have ever seen from him. Interesting.
So, do you want me to seal any of your fates? In exchange, I would be willing to stop resurrection. Well, more resurrection from happening. Of the dead things risen, that you shall put them again in this struggle. And I can tell you what the fate that was sealed was. Small price. Promise.
Is that price a rock giraffe?
Rock drafts are gifts, not prices.
You can steal mine.
And who was that speaking of?
Eloise. Are you sure?
I worry
Yes.
that with our age, the most likely outcome right now would not be the most likely outcome only years in the future. That's my concern. But
Maybe.
The little one is correct. With those who are older, there's been enough rules set in place about how the shape of their life looks. It is not changing much to seal it in stone, but one so young as you, why, every day you wake up, your future looks different. Every moment that passes by, an errant conversation in the side of the street you hear, can change your time of death by, well, decades, centuries. And do people live in millennia? No, they don't, unless I meet them. Or they have their own contracts, not just you. Yeah.
Well, you can steal mine. It'd be crazier if I died in like a bear attack or a... Just list ways to die.
I think as this conversation is happening, Nora is just like in a has flipped to a back page of her notebook and is
Or in a
scribbling down a
blizzard.
list of like general things you can do to improve one's life expectancy. Just like eat generally healthy foods such as XYZ, exercise often, and like a few other things.
So,
avoid unhealthy
that
habits.
is
Post
a
it off.
more
Read
acceptable
that.
offer.
Memorize it. Take that to heart before you lock anything in.
She just starts intently studying this list.
With that much offering, I can stop any of the bigger things, like a rock draft that Mabel brings back, from coming back again after those things. The smaller things will slip through the cracks.
Give me a little bit. I'll be right back.
She's not like physically like leaving, but she's just all her focus
Zoning
on this.
into
If you want to ensure no resurrection, and possibly even some of the already resurrected things from that have already been brought back to die, one of you could merely stay behind. It is merely bringing something sooner that would have happened anyways. The moments in between are inconsequential.
I don't
On that subject.
Reaches into a pocket, unwraps a small bundle. Can I offer you a nice egg in these trying times?
You brought an actual egg.
We did know that we tracked one down.
Spit
It is an entire life in a conveniently portable vessel
What?
from beginning to end.
Its life is less complex.
I-
By a large margin than yours, but
It is.
thoughtful.
It is something. I can't say it would pay for that in full, but every drop in the bucket helps.
Just like, thing is, normally I would like Mero is the kind of person who would like volunteer to stay behind, but the issue is that one, Mero is literally one of our best fighters.
Yeah.
It definitely
Which
wouldn't
means
work for
I
the
can't
entire
leave him
thing.
behind
Might
for
not
that.
even be a
No,
particularly noticeable
Unfortunately,
difference.
this egg was never fertilized.
That does happen in a large majority of eggs.
Yeah, if we were gonna eat that, that's probably.
Well, no, you can eat a fertilized egg. There's not really a difference.
Just
for
as
that.
long as it's early enough along.
Yeah, as long as you don't let it hatch.
I was just saying that probably the eggs we keep around are.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
majority of them not.
Worth a shot.
And additionally, like after this whole thing with Mabel, Mero is fully planning on upending his life, his current life here, to go and give some payback to
Yeah.
to what's his face.
I think, as
And
me,
the
I'm saying, like,
country.
I think if we want to accept the terms of some stuff is going to slip through the cracks. I'm not.
But
Yeah.
the thought is what counts.
Is it though?
But not enough.
But out of character, that was purely Nora thinking, it might do something.
Clearly, Nora tried to make an Always Sunny reference.
Which exists in our universe.
Yes.
You know it.
No. The thing is, what Aloy said before, like of her death being set, that still stands. She's just going to finish reading this thing first. And then, like,
Nora has outlined a quick outline of how to improve one's life expectancy. Eat healthy foods such as XYZ. Avoid unhealthy habits like ABC. Don't go to war.
Emma writes, "Very rich."
Honestly, fair enough.
It's helped me.
the thing is,
Carrie's reading the list over your shoulder. Hey, Edith, are you rich? Many people bury their dead with money. I have it stored somewhere. No shit! You never said. Good advice.
the thing is, what's probably going to kill Aloy is her own dumbassery.
Oh, you could trade for that money. I could sneak it out for you.
No.
It's not worth much to me. That would be kind of hard finding coins that are in your currency.
Yeah, that'd probably be kind of.
But gold is gold.
That's true.
Gold is gold.
And other more valuable stuff exists.
We're a poor city. We learned that
Yes.
with Lock. Egregious amounts of.
We're not a city.
We're not a city. We're a town.
We're a town.
I'm a foreigner.
This village mostly does its trade in animals and foodstuffs.
Yeah,
We
don't
sell
really-
ice.
And
That's our
occasionally
primary
ice.
export.
We haven't really ever
I don't
used-
think I've ever seen anyone trade in coin, actually.
No, we the mayor. He does occasionally.
You have a mayor.
That would make a lot of things so much easier if we had a mayor.
No, it's the merchant.
Sorry, the merchant. She would have said merchant, not mayor.
I think he might actually be.
No, I think he is.
He
the
is our
mayor.
mayor. None of us give a fuck.
Yeah.
Are you talking about my boss?
Very relevant. Have we taken a different?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
Cass
I
would have
believe
killed
you.
him before he became relevant. Or not Cass. Andersonson has a habit of making authority figures not authority figures anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy has a good sense for the direction of the winds, and hold off in his mansion.
He said, "I'll
Yeah.
come back later."
Every now and then you see smoke rising from the chimney, but he has not exited it a single time over the course of this winter.
He also doesn't really know
the
what
one
to do
rich guy
without
in
right.
town noticed that the working class was starting to collaborate and took that as a Yeah, the two groups that were like disagreeing with each other are now starting to agree on certain things and collaborate more often than not. This could be a problem for me.
Yep.
There's no metaphors here whatsoever.
Oh dear.
And we can't forget the fact that religion is on our side.
I think we literally just forgot that he existed for the past several sessions.
No, I'm always prepared to steal from him. The moment he becomes back into the plot, I'm stealing all of his possessions so he goes back out of the plot.
Bruh.
I'm not letting any NPCs vote on the council.
Bruh. Yeah, that's fair though. Oh dear. Yeah, no, he's just kind of... I lost track of what we were talking about.
So, are any of these offers interesting to you? Oh, would you like another cup of tea? You guys seem to be out.
So weird.
I'll take some more tea.
What's the tea?
It's tea. It's tea flavored tea. That's more and very tea-like.
Except for yours, that was whiskey.
Yes, I got citrusy whiskey. Yep.
It's got some
Watered down citrusy whiskey.
Hot leaf juice down.
My offer for my death being set in stone is still on the table.
Anyone searching for?
Yeah.
That I'll set some resolve towards keeping you alive and healthy as long as I can, and hopefully that'll do something.
I'll get myself in trouble. That's probably what's going to kill me. Let's be real.
If you're certain, I'm not one to turn this offer down. It makes little difference to me.
So, what am... No!
Roll for fate.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Make a luck roll.
Am I also doing this, or is just yours so chancy? Chancy. And I made it like that.
That's a fucking 94.
Whoa.
Is that good or bad?
Hey, do
That's
you want
good.
to?
You're the one who rolled. My rule of thumb is if I'm rolling, it's bad for you guys. If you're rolling, it's good for you.
Exciting.
94, baby!
That list was so helpful.
Yeah.
You changed her way of life.
Just
oh, vegetables.
Ingrain
That's what I
healthy habits. And according to Emma, marry someone who has a lot of money.
Hey, it
Yep.
worked.
And I'm going to mentally commit very hard to making sure you live a long life. And maybe that'll nudge fate at the moment it's being set.
And additionally, Alyssa's stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause she's got stubborn defiance, which, she's not dead because she was so damn stubborn.
It is set. You will die. It shall not change. No one's word can usurp mine on this matter. Carrie. No, she's got me on that one. You agreed to it. I can't do shit. But I can tell you what it is. I can tell you how long you have left.
I want that to be a surprise.
You're no fun. Resurrection of that which is large shall be limited. So no fully grown rock trees.
might come back and talk to you about rock drafts later. But,
Yeah.
but it's going to be like later.
But
Kind of can't deal with it right now. It's a bit too much of a mess.
I did get digging. There's an interpretation of me, the unearthed, that some civilizations use. That one I think would be really good for this map.
Ironically, there's a person I think might align more with that one than the one who's been in conflict with as of late.
Real quick question for lore purposes: did these people get together before they became gods, or did they become gods and then get together?
No, you were out of the room while they were talking about before their ascension.
I see.
Basically, Carrie gave an example of leaving stinky food in a rival tribe's possessions so that a herd of monsters would ravage their settlement.
They were working
And then
together a
Edith
long
goes
time ago.
through and finishes off all the survivors afterwards.
You gotta love a high school sweetheart.
I'm not so much high school sweetheart.
A prehistoric sweetheart.
Same thing.
Pretty much. They are old lovers. Who still behave rather like children.
Truly, all old people do.
People ascended faster back then.
It's like you stay the age you were when you got famous.
And also, these
Well-
avatars are somewhat a nostalgic recreation of their
Yeah.
human selves.
The human eyes.
You.
The spirit?
What? No, no.
Oh. Y-O-U.
Right.
Emma was your name.
Yes.
You would accept the same offer.
Yes.
So be it. Roll twice, average results.
Okay. Math.
I shall bring out a calculator.
and I can.
I got a calculator.
Cool.
38 plus the Legolas.
That.
So, what were they?
This is 21, right?
Yeah, 21 and 38.
21 and 38. She is also old, though.
It's about roughly 25-ish.
29. 29 and a half. So is that the number of years left to live or something for
That
her?
seems like too many.
That would put her solidly at like 100 years old.
No, that's not years left to live.
That would be 104 and a half.
There's like a scale on it.
Yeah.
It's not zero, though.
Immediately, guys.
We thought you weren't going to kill her. Yeah, we didn't. That was just the time.
She doesn't even make it back down from the
Heart
village.
attack.
How unfortunate. Ooh, that sounds bad. No.
Thank you.
You're lame. Like, if you knew you could try to change something, they couldn't.
Yeah, there's not a lot of purpose.
Oh, come on. She doesn't see everything. For example, there's a bunch of stuff that happens outside of continuity. You could, like, live forever between moments if you got the right things working. 5 years can become forever. You can anchor yourself in time and instead of a domain in just the right way, shut it.
If I were 10 years younger, I think I'd take you up on your offer. But
Timing of trying to work loopholes into someone's rules tends to work better when they're not standing 10 feet from you.
Yeah, like, maybe that would work for me, considering that I'm still really young, but I don't think Emma has enough time to actually set that up.
I live the same life every day.
That deal.
Except for the time I climbed the mountain. And got
Depends-
stuck in that cabin.
Depends what you're willing to offer. I can do a lot. She can do some things. She doesn't know all of it. I'm pretty sure I at least know most of it. I let her think that. resurrection of anything that has already been brought back once, or is already dead upon you stepping foot upon real ground from this mountain, shall not be possible.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is paid for in full. It'd be rude for me not to reciprocate. If that is all,
Could I ask? This may have its own price, as everything does, but I am working with your apprentice, trainee, Sophia, and I seek to connect to you. Is there any advice you can give me in that pursuit?
oh, you? She walks around you slowly. And you feel like a chill down your spine as her gaze itself seems to have physical presence in this space. It's not so much as someone's looking on you, it's that the space of what the mountain itself seems to reorientate itself around you with you at its center. You're not quite ready to let go. Part of this drive comes from an inability to do just that. Your relationship with your father is a connection that binds you.
Unfortunately.
Come back to me when that matter is well and truly settled in your heart and minds. You can call me by the name Edith. I shall respond to it coming from your lips.
Thank
you. Don't thank me.
Edith's advice is work out your daddy issues and then we'll talk.
Yeah, kinda.
Damn it.
Pretty much.
Now,
I don't go for followers with daddy issues.
Seems like too much baggage.
Exactly.
It's more about the daddy issues are part of the motivation for going through the contract.
Yeah, I'm being defiant and not only reverent.
Sure, that's an interpretation that works mostly.
You're only getting together
Also,
when you're
like,
piss off your
going
dad.
through a drastic change by trying to reach to something unchanging.
I'm dating a guy with tattoos to bring home to my mom.
Yeah. That's, yeah, same vibe.
You will stay a bit longer, though. If you wish. I do have some more things. Someone just sent back a large batch of these just slightly spicy candies. And the loved one who is to receive them can't stand them. One moment, she goes and reaches and pulls off the tray of still warm candies from atop the counter where it seems like they've been cooling for this entire time. You gotta try a few. Ooh, candies!
Nora
Goes and steals my
glances.
blueberries.
Nora glances at this, remembers Edith's repeated time blindness, and glances out the window to see if the sky looks different.
We're in.
It is slightly creeping forwards. Like, you can see the sun visibly rising.
I'm just going to tag Esoterica to pull a bit of like a pouch of like grave dirt or something out of one of Nora's pockets and just hand it to Emma and just, per the wording of your deal, just pour a little bit of that out and step on it real quick.
Okay.
It is real ground from outside this mountain. Just in case.
If you need to smite someone, smite her. I didn't know what I was doing.
You could do so on the mat. There's already quite a bit of ash.
I will also sweep it up.
Yes, sweep it up. Just come back to the table soon. I got... After the meal is done, I think after the long walk up here, it'd be rude to send you out without at least offering you the night's rest. Then you can go back down in the morning.
How much time has passed? This is asked to Carrie.
Who?
Mero is asking Carrie how much time has passed.
Since when?
Since we entered her domain. Do you know?
I wasn't here when you entered.
Alright.
How
Since
long
you have
since
been here.
you?
In here. How long has it been?
So, depends where you are. Because closer to the center of the sun, or the cosmos,
In our village.
time actually goes a lot of times past there. But like, in the outer rings, not much is past. That place is kind of swampish.
I'm starting to think it was probably a good call to have you step on some dirt from outside the mountain.
I think probably, yeah.
But on average, about 3.2
Look in
days.
that resurrection long day.
We really appreciate the offer, and we will go instead to live out the rest of our and my probably very limited lives. And bring Celine's daughter back to her. Which I will probably not partake in, but someone will.
No, we're sending Emma. We gotta get the crack squad together.
Yeah, that would be essentially the crack squad again.
Emma and all of her...
No relevant stats.
She can endure a little bit.
She has 1 dot in endure past the first.
Not much combat is going to... No, that's cool.
Well, maybe she'll go. She's not charismatic either.
But you know who is willing to
Or
spoil
extra.
things? Carrie.
Jerry.
Though she doesn't have much of an idea more what's going on in the future than you. She just has a fun relationship with the past.
Yep. We do need to get moving.
Have I done something wrong? Did you not like the food? Oh, maybe I should have pulled stuff from your whole region. Oh, did you?
Edith, thank you for your hospitality.
Thank
We
you.
very much appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And we
We
will
do need to
return.
get back though.
Okay. It's so cold outside, though. And you look
very
outside the window
nice.
again, and there is a blizzard.
Lovely.
Maybe cold outside. We do need to return.
Okay, be well.
You too. And we will see you again.
See you soon.
That's not at all a good thing for the god of death to say to you. But
To be fair, she's time blind.
to be fair, I already stabbed her
Soon.
once.
Yeah.
You can fight her off. She killed me
Soon.
also. But
Soon could be anywhere from tomorrow to like 300 years down the line.
Yeah.
But a blip.
Good.
And, like, it may not even be, like, for Marrow's death that
The Marrow sees her again soon. Who knows? Honestly, doesn't really matter. I mean, probably would, but also doesn't. So,
Oh, I can help you get down. It's all snowy and cold out there. I'm sure she didn't do that on purpose this time just to get you to stay longer. She really hates letting people go.
Yeah, I am not surprised. Pharaoh's going to gently pick up the pair of hands, put it back in its pouch pocket thing that it's just been existing in.
The hand pocket.
The hand pocket. Yeah.
Do you have 2 separate hand pockets, or
Yes, I do. Well,
Damn.
more like 2 separate pouches in the hand pocket. There's one pocket.
yeah,
and
like the pocket and then the fucking secondary
We have-
secret pocket?
Yeah, something like
Yeah, we
that.
have the random engineer from across the world's hand, separate from the symbolic mother and daughter.
Yeah, she noticed that.
Oh, okay. So, well, I have you, and this is Carrie as you're walking down the mountain. I feel like we should plan a few things out. So, there's this really good play that stopped being performed about 600 years ago. And I thought there's like one really good line from it that I thought we could recreate during the final confrontation.
600 years ago.
Yeah,
Specifically 600.
well, just more or less, you know.
What, did you think my birth ended a play?
To be or not to be.
That lines up actually.
It's like 640. I mean, actually, in his 40s, he was destroying.
This is your fault.
He could've-
So it's your fault then.
Uh-huh.
Everything comes back.
Yeah, basically.
So, I'm playing the villain role, and I'm gonna be like, she is mine, and there's gonna be Maple, right? Because she's such a dear. I don't want to let her go. And hey, it's fair play. If you guys all die trying to do this, you're all dead. Not my problem. Unless you want it to be my problem, I can bring you back. Want to make a deal? Tough crowd. Anyways, I say, she is mine. And then one of you, or Celine wasn't able to go along with you with this. I mean, she refused. She said something about taking this seriously.
I'm not surprised.
Killjoy. Anyways, the proper response is, as long as the sun may rise, that girl's fate shall be her own. Which is totally not true. Like, she was young and her mom was in charge of her. Then she died! And I'm the one who made her fate actually hers, but whatever. It's not like anyone cares about when it comes to narratives.
Maybe fun to recreate that. Yes.
Okay, but the funny thing is, in that play, the villain clogged the sky with ash, so that the sun never would rise, so they would able to keep the princess under their control. Until the heroes were able to figure out how to secure a blessing from a great divinity to turn themselves in a conflagration into a giant phoenix, bringing the light of the sun to the castle itself, burning it down, killing everyone except the princess. Sadly, the hero died in that sacrifice, but in the last moment of her own free will, the princess agreed to marry, or at least confessed her love. I don't quite remember. Either way, I think confessing her love would make more sense. Marriage with a dead man's kind of hard. How do you make it happen, though?
I don't know if we have anyone age appropriate.
Nora is taking notes, but they're getting a little rambly as,
She's 40.
as she
She's both
rambles.
40 and a child, and I think none of that is okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was just that one line. I thought it was really cool.
It is a cool line. I might actually use that for some of this because it's just kind of funny.
The play was actually, okay, some people say it was redone to death, but I think it was good, and good things should stick around.
Remakes.
It has also been 600
It was the fourth
years,
remake.
so.
By the time they got the ghost people, it was too much. I had to take it out.
Yeah.
The ghost people just came out of nowhere. They weren't really relevant to the plot.
There were identical twins that showed up in season 4.
Yeah, no, we just had to take it out.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
I think
They
so.
can't keep remaking Cats. We deserve something better.
With the end of that conversation, you find yourself standing right outside the crumpled wall that surrounds Hatchburg. Behind you, the Mount Ephraimata still looms. You can't quite find the path that will lead back to its top.
Bear isn't going to turn around and say this, but he is going to say, "Carrie,
Could you ask one of
May
your
make
children
a deal
where
at some
the-
later point."
how much time has passed
For now.
since we departed?
How long has it been?
So it's nighttime when you arrive.
How long has it been?
A child.
Just a child.
She just Peach Super Smash Bros. Just pulls the child out of the ground.
How long has it been?
Throws it at someone.
Since when?
Since
I'll
we
go
left.
to bed soon.
I'm not mad at you. I don't care. Here, have a treat.
Okay.
That did follow me to the afterlife, but it's probably fine. How long has it been since we left?
Are you one of them zombies Henderson's been warning us about?
No.
No.
No. Oh,
I don't know
God's
the
sake,
technicalities. I just know I'm gonna die soon.
no. Ish.
Sorry.
Thank you. How long has it been since the town meeting where they decided who would go up the mountain?
The town meetings. Oh, there was one recently.
Yeah, when was it?
Yeah, it was between Henderson and the mayor.
Oh dear.
The mayor, Brett. No.
Have another treat.
Alright.
Okay, actually, we can't retcon that. I thought that would just be funny.
No, that is funny. And
No.
also, it doesn't even need to have happened. The kid just needs to have thought it did.
No, see, it was gonna cut to Henderson and Brett talking about what we gotta do since they're dead and not coming back.
Okay, fair enough.
How long ago was that?
It was that same day.
Okay.
It's been long enough that Hendersonson, whatever his name may be, has caused problems. Which is not a lot of time.
Yeah, no.
I killed Sophia while you were gone. You gotta stay down longer.
Virgil
Oh,
died
God.
so quickly.
Yeah. Miro's basically just going to take off dead sprint.
Emma is not running, but will also go.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna roleplay this out. This is confirmed 9 o'clock, and my brain is out.
You had to do a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
2 characters.
Two very...
Yeah, role playing
2.5.
two people interacting with a bunch of other people and each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle does it all the time.
Yes, he does.
Kyle runs the
LARP.
LARP that we're in, but he has also been running that LARP for over a decade.
Yeah.
So,
And at this point, a lot of the characters that he runs are ones that have been established for a good long time.
Developed a socio-identity disorder so you can have better conversations with yourself.
Oh, gods, no, please.
So yeah, you guys were gone for like 4 days and a bit.
Or
All
bad.
right,
could have been
Brett
much worse.
Henderson.
Could have been so much worse. The cabin was honestly
That
much
was like
worse
3 months. Yeah.
Are you admitting that out loud within earshot of Findry
No.
and her goons?
You guys having a very serious conversation about the vacancies that are gonna be in the other cell, and also you who are gonna leave.
I genuinely don't give a fuck about replacing this.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness you are back.
Yeah, we're not dead.
Was
Yet.
getting just long enough that we were getting worried.
I'm
Well,
probably
I
still
was
not there.
getting worried. You were getting.
Impatient. It's kind of ironic, given how long you've already waited. Good to be back.
Would Hendersonson have prepared 2 people that he's suggesting
He would
would
have
be
prepared
new
a
elders?
speech to convince people that he wasn't going to kill them. It wasn't me this time.
No, it wasn't.
They willingly decided to walk up the afterlife mountain.
I mean, we did.
Alrighty.
And so did Virgil Moss. That's what
So,
happened.
are we wanting to
That's
do
not-
anything else tonight, or should we
I'm
just
out
do
of
XP?
brain power.
Fair.
All right. So,
Do we want to save XP for?
Oh,
later
I
then?
should do it. I should do it now. XP is one of those things where it's better fresh.
Fair.
Because in retrospect, a lot of the meals that Edith served you they seem just like they've been like waiting out and like cooling for just a bit too long.
oh well.
I was worried about eating it, like
Dies immediately.
Persephone's.
No, yeah. No, it was nothing that was local to the area. Anyways. She made a point of serving you stuff that was sent in recently and unwanted.
I was actually going to like specifically take some sort of food. I don't know what it would be for him at the moment, and just specifically send it to Edith.
See, that's what I was gonna do too.
She's not getting held to my dates.
A direct offering instead of just the leftovers of the people.
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm dying from giving her my candied dates.
And die you will.
They're staying in the floorboards. No one knows about them.
It's basically he's sending an offering to
Just
Edith
has
and
a stash
to
of
like the
candy
rest of his
dates
crew.
in the floor.
Yep. I built the house on top of them.
Hope they're very well preserved.
Okay, that's cool. The gods will not be so casual outside their domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure why I decided I wanted. I was thinking it was going to be strenuous and boring for me to try to maintain social tension throughout the entire encounter and have it be super serious.
I mean,
And
also
like going into their own domains where they are the most themselves and therefore the most person-y they'll probably be, as opposed
like the
to
core of
embodying a specific aspect out in the world somewhere.
I mean,
So
and
it
we've been
makes sense.
joking the whole time that they're just like two lesbians. So
Yep.
seeing them in
basically.
action, exactly as we expected.
Yeah. Okay. So might as well start with any of your. Would yours get any?
I leveled up 10 ranks on chess.com because that counts for compiler XP.
No.
That's insane.
Yeah. Carrie's voice actually kind of hurt my throat. I was
Oh, I'm
doing
sorry.
it wrong.
Oh no.
It was only slightly. It's fine.
We should get you like some warm water or something. That usually helps with.
If you head over to the psych building, their water fountain's always aggressively lukewarm.
That's disgusting.
It is!
That's horrible, and I hate that.
I do too.
Okay,
That's-
other people XP. I feel like everyone who went up the mountain.
Yeah,
Okay, everyone who made a deal gets 3 XP in any role of their choosing.
Nora has Witch of Winter Winds.
I'm
I have
level.
oh.
What happened?
I have
Which
Reckless
of Winter
Zealot.
Wings gets 2
Emma levels?
Yeah. I
Wow!
know. Maybe she'll get like toward death or something.
I have the only
Death
two
tourist.
people who showed up were Alois and
Retired.
Marrow of mine. And Alois has
Oh, and then
Reckless
I have
Zealot,
3.
who. Yeah, the Reckless Zealot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Bond Seeker.
Yeah. Offering up her fated death to the goddess of death in exchange for a relatively small but no useful advantage in the coming conflict.
Yep.
Oh, just out of character. You're gonna be roughly 250 years old when you die.
Whoa!
It means we're sending you off the mountain. You can't die. You're going in first.
How soon's Emma going out?
You got like 5.5 years.
Okay. I can marry once more.
264
Ooh.
at death.
I'll probably be there. To
If you
collect
rolled
your-
in 100, the deal would have failed as you were fated to be immortal.
Whoa,
bruh.
cool.
Could you pass me the big chunk thing?
There was no way I was wrong.
So, how might a pressure contract reflect an extended lifespan? Something about like
mean, you can branch it
I mean, yeah.
or breaking up.
Yeah.
Easy. Pressure to fossils, and then all of a sudden you're right next to.
Yeah, my brain took the coal to diamond approach, but like theoretically coal would last as long as a diamond would. They're both carbon.
Yeah, but it's like lasting without alteration.
Then Brett and Nora briefly appeared. I don't think Brett was doing any Protector of the People stuff though, because Host of the Elder Hall is completed now.
If you'd rolled one, you would have like died on the way down the mountain.
Oh god,
Oof.
yeah.
It's like, okay, you could walk down the mountain, but it's honestly
Save
not
yourself
worth
the
it.
trip.
Yeah, it's the just rolls the die, looks at when they're just Edith looks at when they're fated to die. Why don't you sit down, dear?
Oh dear.
For Vera, Horizon Seeker is current role, and Updraft was used to get rid of that
I'll give
truly
you
dreadful
one
coat.
you know,
And that coat did come
I'll
back
give
and
you
actually be
2 XP in
relevant.
both contract and roll.
Cool. Oh, it's now theoretically possible for Vera to complete Horizon Seeker in the last session or two. And that completes Updraft too. Yeah.
So I'll make you an offer. You can slightly shift your spirit of ascent into a spirit of acceleration. And instead of getting a new ability, you can change your one ability so that you can choose the direction everything is moving, and it's made cheaper.
That is.
Or we can wait and have a more thorough discussion about other
Might be a good
options.
idea to wait for when we both have brain power, because I'm also a bit tired.
That is a pre-baked option that I've had waiting.
It lets you
I
not
will.
die.
I will think about
You
it.
can accelerate yourself downwards.
No matter what happens, this village is gonna have a leadership upheaval after this.
Yep.
The entire government is collapsing. I might just take Sophia with me on the way out.
Oh dear.
Just make sure the government goes down.
Hey,
Okay. So.
our job.
Literally,
Gotta do it.
literally,
Voice
just
down
if
the
So
Brett
if
dies,
Mero is
the entire
retiring and
leadership
going off
structure
into
of
the
this town
world,
collapses.
Hassan is leaving to go do his
Whatever he's
terrorism,
Gotta
and
get back on
Emma
my
is
terrorism.
dying in 5 years. Who would be the new set of elders that crops up around Brett?
NPCs?
I mean, probably.
Bert
like-
and Ernie.
Come
Like-
on, it's 50,
I-
guys.
yeah,
So
So that is actually something that
I
I
know.
considered of.
If
Brett
it were
might
him,
pull-
he probably loosely takes
Yeah.
Henderson's seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I would have put.
Dissenting,
If Henderson would probably put you in place.
Yeah.
Or if there's a
And,
level
like,
of.
Honestly, Brett would probably
Choice there.
support
Yeah.
Amon being chosen as an elder because it kind of cements him in the local traditional power structure, and
Yeah.
Thus
therefore
preserving the traditional power structure.
Exactly.
Yeah, forever a power struggle of like, I get you to accept this, you get me to accept this.
This is a war
it's a
among foreigners about how we can make these people follow the correct tradition.
Oh god.
It's really everyone trying to uphold their traditions is also a
interesting.
foreigner.
Our
It's
makeup.
just
That's the
Sophia.
thing is like, it is interesting the elder makeup. You like obviously are not who we thought you were, but you weren't from here. You weren't from here.
Well,
You are-
the setting was a small town, and you all wanted your special backstories.
Emma is born and raised. She'll be born in the city, die in the city.
Hey, okay,
city is incredibly generous.
Sorry, I keep saying that.
next campaign, there will be a proper city, and it'll be weird if you were born here, raised here. It's gonna be a big thing. You guys can have plenty complicated backstories.
But you better be living here because if you're not a nationalist.
Oh dear.
That's also not true. You could just be here for a period of time to go to one of the prestigious schools.
I have to think really hard about new characters.
It's fun. There's a session.
There's gonna be session 0 where I actually probably explain more and such.
Actually, though, there
Okay.
probably isn't a session 0 for
Oh, yeah.
Ellensburg, so we'll have to
Do we
figure
want
some
to
shit out
say
next session.
bud ups?
That in a moment, I need to deal with
Oh, yes.
XP for Marrow because that got kind of ignored.
What's the rule?
Defiant Remnant.
And he didn't take the deal. You didn't take any of the deals, did you? You just kind of sat there and snarked them. I'll give you 3 XP. Oh, Matthew, order detail? Or maybe it's Mars.
Oh no. He's almost 12.
But basically, to take a feat from being internalized, from being internalized to being embodied. Each session by default you get 1 XP. You get 2 XP if you successfully employed a feat during a session, and you get 3 XP if I specifically mention that you did something noteworthy with it, or in relation to it, like actually embodied it properly. I think I'm gonna give 3 XP out more rarely in that system, because you're able to level 4 things at once. And in that system, you have to have me giving you 3 XP at least once for it to actually be embodied. There's a little checkbox next to it.
Okay. Valid.
Okay.
So you can't just sit around on your laurels and hope you become the paragon of the concept.
Yeah, that are. So now that that's all been dealt with, say goodbye to Obs.
Farewell.
Toodaloo.
That sounded very sinister. Okay. Bye-bye.